They're in the pre-show.
So 2025.
We're pre-gaming 2025.
There we go.
You're so right. You're so right. Oh, man.
Actually, it would probably be a better idea to have the ottoman on this side of the table.
Man.
Do you need to...
So that I can have the mouse right there.
That makes sense. Unless you want to give me ship controls.
I mean, I don't mind giving you controls, but... The system works. I know how the system works.
The system.
That's right.
Trust the system.
I know how to use the computer.
That's true. I've heard that, all these things.
Apparently that's the thing.
Apparently. That's Jen Alpha. So it's all worthless.
Oh
It's
my God.
all worthless.
I saw Microsoft change their bold shortcut from Control B to Control N, and everyone was like, they're like, why?
But why?
But B for bold.
Exactly.
B for bold.
Nobody can get to
Why?
the bottom of it.
Well, what's Control B now? Is it?
I have
Did they replace it with something?
There's
Or is it
gotta
just
be.
Probably.
It's got to be replaced with something.
Control B to bring up Microsoft's proprietary.
Yes.
Something or other.
Proprietary bike transport.
You're so right.
You're right. I forgot about the bikes.
Can't forget about that.
Yeah, it's because I live in a small town. There's no bikes here.
Yeah.
Oh, rip.
Nobody rides bikes anymore.
It's a shame.
It is a shame.
Nobody rides bikes anymore.
Nobody rides bikes anymore.
Back in my day, when the horse-drawn carriage.
we used to fight with the motorists and we liked it. We always lose, but
Kids these days don't appreciate a good stick and hoop anymore.
they were really like, oh my God, this is the epitome of entertainment right here. I got a hoop, I got a stick, let's roll it. This is it.
Y'all see this?
I'm not gonna lie, I do the same thing.
Look, you're like 6-7 years old. Like that's peak right there.
Serious.
You don't gotta get
Listen.
more than that.
You're not wrong.
Listen, we just need to show small Victorian child vampire survivors.
Oh, it destroyed his mom.
Oh, yes, yes.
This is why we gotta go back in time. Just, hey, you, look at this. Look at all this information on the screen. Behold.
Digest it. Digest this visual information.
I love those videos.
More brainers!
I love the videos of people like going back in time to Victorian England and giving them a Baja Blast.
Showing them like Genshin Impact or ZZZ. Like, look at these anime titties.
I'm sure they're cultured back in the Pilgrims. They'd be so cultured. They understand. They get it.
They
The
knew.
pilgrims
They
would
knew.
know.
They knew.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, this is incredible. Oh, I've never tasted anything like this in my life.
I'd love to see the ripple, the like butterfly effect that would happen.
I'm showing one Victorian England child.
Well, I mean,
child
if you gave them a Baja Blast, then that would rapidly increase the price of sugar.
Oh, yeah.
immediately.
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 We've got to refine this. It's not strong enough.
Gotta make a book out of this. You
I'm
can
sure.
turn the Baja Blast.
you're gonna get the Heisenberg, but it's just Baja Blast instead.
This is the
They're gonna make,
Heisenberg of Baja
real-world-
Blast.
They ended up making real world moon sugar from sugar so strong you get high off it.
Yes.
You can distill it into a syrup that gets you.
Here's the thing: you only give it to one guy, so that he goes back and he's like, "Everyone, there was this delicious thing. I almost died drinking it, but it was crazy." And they're gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I gotta try and recreate it." And then he's gonna be the town alchemist, and nobody's gonna believe him, but he's just gonna be this funky alchemist guy in the textbooks until the end of time, and nobody will believe him.
And then they'll be like, actually, he found a really good way of refining sugar.
Yeah.
Man.
They're like, sorry, that out.
Turns out after he died, we figured it out.
Yeah.
Always
Started up a sugar tycoon, became a millionaire.
We think that's how he went crazy. He had too much refined sugar.
Oh, he fell out.
Oh boy, yeah. Start the nutrition crisis early. As early as we can possibly start it.
As early as we can get him.
He's like, just running around half naked, dreaming. Kajit has moon sugar.
Listen, right? We are dying on the diabetes game. We need to get better diabetes at this point.
Yes, we do.
It needs to evolve
We need to build
further.
up immunity. We need to build up
Yes,
immunity.
yes.
Instead of getting hooked on like tobacco, everybody gets hooked on like candy canes.
I mean, joke, but the sugar industry was a thing.
It was.
Everything's
was
just
a
gonna
very-
turn into.
And it could be even an even bigger thing if we get from
Yes,
Blast.
exactly.
Oh,
And
no.
then the real scheme comes in when we invest in the sugar industry
Oh.
in 1865,
There we go.
Oh,
There we go.
and we get stonks, and it
It's
just
done.
grows. And by the time we get here,
We find that
Bajillionaires.
one company that's still kicking around, and we like invest like $1 in them, and then like by the time it's like 22,000 something, like, well, I don't know about this person who invested $1 with us like 150 years ago. What happened to them? And then we just show up one day with the deed.
I've come to collect.
It was my
$1.
grandfather's.
$1 adjusted for inflation.
Yes.
Wow, that's like $300.
Yeah.
Okay,
15% return rate. Oh no. We're broke. Here's the deed to our company now. It's
You own us now.
The
Thank you,
problem
sir.
is that the initial sugar company we invested in gets sunk under and taken over by other sugar companies.
Ah, dang it.
And that's how we lose.
That's how they get us.
Well, yeah.
Those darn East India trading companies.
Mm.
EIC killing us all the time.
That's where we found the West Indies trading
Yes.
company.
It's like,
The North Indies.
North Indies.
oh my god, the Boston Tea Party would invent sweet tea. Because they don't
They dunk tea and then they dunk the boatload of sugar into the harbor.
And then they go, wait a minute. Wait.
And one person gets drunk and falls in and he's like, guys, you won't believe this.
You're not gonna believe this.
I know it's salty, but we gotta
It's a giant
offset it with
with more sugar. And I think we're onto something.
And then it just becomes standard to make sweet tea with seawater.
With seawater, with like,
And then that's how we change the whole timeline.
Yes.
like 2 parts salt, 3 parts sugar.
Yes. That's how we get the East Coast hooked on sweet tea instead of the
Oh,
South.
That's true.
Was it Boston that had the molasses like crisis?
The
where
flood?
The molasses
flood, the molasses flood.
That would never happen because they would just invest. They just pour it out.
Oh my god, we're saving lives.
They would all eat their way out.
I probably shouldn't joke about that. A lot of people died.
Too soon, Jordan.
Too soon. Oh man.
My great grandpappy died in the molasses flood.
Oh, Grandpappy. Yeah, you don't stand a chance, Grandpappy. that flood was going a brisk 5 miles per hour. Can't escape that.
He was a small child back then. He had so many legs.
He was a small child. He could have ran. He could have. He should have practiced more with his stick and hoop.
Also, the implication that he is a small child, but he is also your great grandfather.
I just. Oh no. Oh man.
It's crazy times back then. They put the children to work straight away.
Yep. You know, children yearn
The
for
children,
the
they yearn
lines.
for the
They
vines.
yearn for the vines.
They yearn for the sugar mills.
Yes.
They yearn for the sugar.
Oh no.
Who do you think started the Great Molasses
Big,
It was a riot.
big sugar? Is it inside job? But
No,
it's
it's
sugar?
Big sugar.
Like molasses was entered in on sugar territory.
Oh.
They went
Oh,
on
yeah.
their
I had to
business.
get rid of it.
Yeah.
Had to get rid of it. Right then. Right now.
Oh my
So this is what happens when we're all in the same room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
god. We're unkempt.
Yes. and we can see when Jordan is quiet that he's actually just holding in laughter.
No. I'm
I'm not
very.
Jordan. It certainly appears that way.
I'm not holding in any laughter. This is not funny at all. In fact, I'm the most stoic I've been. Oh, okay. it's the I try to suppress it and it's like, oh no, too late.
No.
Too late.
Trying to suppress it just makes it funnier.
Yeah,
It does. It really
That's
does.
the problem.
That's what you learn on stage.
Yeah.
When someone's being freaking hilarious and you hold it in, it's just this is making it worse.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep. Oh.
Oh my god. So do y'all want to jump into it?
Let's jump right in.
Excellent. Alright. Can kick us
I
off.
hope they can actually hear us. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. Maybe we should test the levels.
Well, you know what? If they don't hear us, it'll be the silent podcast.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I see it. It's hitting like yellow on there. So
Yeah.
Is it?
I think we're okay.
Yeah, no, on here, the microphone's picking up and it's going into Discord. The question is Discord, or is OBS picking up the Discord?
I mean, I'm not
And
seeing the levels
is-
on the
It
Discord.
it never does show when I'm talking. So
see.
it should be fine.
Want me to join? So, wait, that wouldn't matter because then.
I guess we could check it on Discord, see if Discord's.
So you could check YouTube actually.
I'm telling you, let's hop into
stream.
Discord, create
I'll hop
the
on
most
YouTube.
epic
Alright,
feedback.
I guess I
feedback
can do that. Let me
Yes.
walk to the other room. We're gonna jerry rig this.
Okay, bye. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, Metro.
Let's
No,
see.
I don't want to update YouTube.
you don't use YouTube enough. You don't get those automatic updates.
No, I'm getting what is this? Plank of the week? What is this?
Plank of the week. Oh,
It's some newscast. Oh god.
Plank is in like Plank from Ed, Edd and Eddie?
Yes.
Actually? Really? Okay.
I
Alright.
can't find Talk the
I remember seeing Plank of the Week when I looked up Talk the Plank.
Wow.
I was about to look up Plank of the week. Talk the.
Not sponsored, but shout out.
Hey, we're heard. We are audible.
We love
We are audible. It's a little soft.
We are audible. We're not
sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored by.
Not sponsored.
It's
Hey,
other
have you guys heard about this great thing called honey? Y'all heard of,
I feel so vindicated. Like I knew something was off with that.
It's that meme that's
We're
like
here to save you money. Okay, but why?
How?
What are you getting from me?
How does this work?
it's that meme of like when that one guy that you hate with your absolute soul for no reason suddenly comes up with a justifiable
reason to hate them? Yeah. It's so funny because that old like Markiplier video of him being like, I don't trust you, honey. I don't trust you from like 4 years ago.
4 years.
Just suddenly resurfaced and everyone's in the comments like, wow, Mark,
Okay.
you called it. You did. Way to go.
Man's built different in every possible way.
Truly.
It really is.
Really, it's just like we're here to save you money. Well, like, why? What are you getting out of this deal? You get something out of the deal.
It's gonna be something.
But what is it? Tell me.
Should probably actually watch the video for the whole scandal. I keep
Yeah.
seeing it and I was like, oh wow, honey got busted? That makes sense.
That
makes sense.
That
I
makes
knew,
sense.
I knew they were up to something.
Yeah.
That's how I
It's too
feel about
good to
like
be
all
true.
the Opera GX ones. It's like something's up here.
Oh no, I can't stand Opera GX. They keep doing the like, how do you do, fellow kids
Oh.
thing with all of their memes.
Don't
I'm
you
like,
want custom
like,
sound effects for your mouse clicks?
it's
like,
the
no.
have you all seen the like old meme with the like crab with the laser eyes? It's like silence brands. Like, that's how I feel every time I see Opera GX. I'm like,
Silence, friend.
no, we don't no.
Don't you
Don't
want
look
your
down at my
keyboard to make
taskbar.
funny meme
Don't
sounds
look
when
down
you're
at my
typing?
taskbar.
No.
Here's the thing. The RAM limiter is actually something that I was like, okay, dang it, that I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Chrome just eating my RAM the whole time.
I don't have to worry about that because I
It's-
use Firefox.
It's so funny. Me and my girlfriend were playing Rivals in my apartment the other day. She was using my PC.
Gotten on that yet?
Yeah, she was using my PC, and she was running Chrome and Rivals at the same time because she was keeping Chrome up for like character guides so she could
Yes,
better
yes.
learn the characters she was playing them. And right in the middle of our game, she gets a like a memory overuse or overload error, and the game crashes.
Yep.
It's
And
just like,
it's always the game that crashes.
Yeah.
It's never
It's
Chrome.
It's never
Chrome.
Chrome. It's never Chrome.
Never ever.
No.
Yeah, I love Rivals of Ether too. It's
It's my favorite game.
It's my favorite game.
It's not dead.
It's not that. We're so back. What do you
We're
mean?
so back.
We're so back.
Everybody's talking about playing Rivals.
I love my furry fighting game. Yay!
Listen, I bet if we check the numbers for Rivals of Aether versus the numbers for Overwatch,
Oh,
it's decent. It's decent.
I don't know.
It might be decent.
You're probably not wrong. I don't know. Maybe the new factor is still kicking in for Rivals 2 and it hasn't like completely dropped off, but
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some of those Overwatch diehards, they're
Yeah,
They
but the
really
vast majority of people are like, hey, Marvel now.
Marvel.
Marvel, baby.
When's
Marvel.
this ain't Marvel? This ain't Marvel. It's Marvel,
Marvel, baby.
but it's not Marvel. It's Rivals, but it's not
It's not
Rivals.
Rivals.
I don't know what to do. Personally,
You're between two different
I am
things.
unfortunately between two very different like fan base areas, but like you know, it's just
It's Marvel,
works.
baby. Not this time, baby.
it is funny seeing those.
I
those Marvel
recently
Rivals
went and
movies.
rewatched that video because that I don't know why, but it just in my head I was like, I need to watch that again.
Which video is this? I'm sorry.
The Keith Crew video, where it's Evo when Marvel didn't get in. No, it was because for some reason my brain was like, Mango Nation.
Mango Nation, Fox McCloud. That's still in my head.
It's still in there.
Oh.
Mango Nation, Fox McCloud.
Oh man, Smash. Different era. Different era.
Different time. Has Melee finally died?
No,
No,
of course
not.
Absolutely
Never.
not.
Of course not.
They're actually like more back than ever now. It's kind of like a changing of the guard thing, you know? Like all the new kids are finally like hopping on to Melee now. It's crazy.
Yeah, the gods are dying out.
Their gods are dying out, you know?
Have
The God Killer's playing Guilty Gear now.
the
crazy.
real question is, who is actually the most powerful character? Is it Fox or is it Jigglypuff?
It's Jigglypuff.
It's Jigglypuff?
It's Jigglypuff.
Have we
Well-
finally decided it's Jigglypuff?
Well, actually no. I'm gonna walk that statement back. I'm gonna walk it back just because like you have to, because like Hungry Box is the best to do it with Jigglypuff, unfortunately, and there hasn't been anybody that's like
it's like
the gap is still so huge that it's like, oh wow,
Puff is the best, but there's only been one good Puff.
yeah, a lot of good foxes.
When are we
Yes.
getting the nerf for Jigglypuff and Fox?
I mean, have you seen those hitboxes?
In Melee?
Yeah, in Melee. When are we getting these nerfs?
When are we gonna get the Marth grab hitbox nerf?
No, I need to be able to. I love the video of the marker, and it's just like grab. Oh, you're at full stage. Grab. Have a second monitor with Mark on the other monitor. Grab you from the other monitor. Bring you. It's
Man,
my
what
favorite.
was Sakurai trying to say when he made Marth's grab hitbox longer than Yoshi's?
He's like, shut up. Shut up. Why are you playing this game competitively? Don't do that.
Stop doing that. Stop it, guys. Stop it.
Stop.
Stop
Here,
playing my
make-
party game
I'm
competitively.
gonna make it a party game. I'm gonna add tripping
Screw you guys. Tripping.
in. We modded it to make it a fighting game. Fine, I don't care anymore.
I'm making another one.
This is my last one. Okay, they're dragging me back in. This is my last one,
This is
though.
my last one for real. Okay, I don't think I can see Smash without me doing it. So I don't know.
I don't know. I physically hurt myself whenever I make one of these games, so you better be grateful.
Sakurai, please stop with the Smash. Do something else, something different, please. You know, maybe bring another franchise back from the dead, and or make a sequel to one of them. No particular reason.
Maybe we can do another Kid Icarus game.
Yeah. Oh wow! You know what?
What?
I didn't say that. But Sakurai.
Only one of the most creative and best written Nintendo games of the past decade. Huh? Is it? Wait, no.
It's
is
over.
It?
It's over a decade
Oh
now.
no!
It's over a decade.
No!
It's over.
Chat, is this
Well
real?
over.
This is real.
Chat.
Oh, unfortunate. Oh man. Oh boy.
Anyway, we've been shooting the crap for over 20 minutes because we
Lord.
started beforehand.
Oh, we did.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh,
we
man.
did. We
I don't
started.
know.
we
We were
started-
live.
Before I
we
entered
are
the
live.
door?
We are live.
Before I walked in the door.
No, not before
Oh,
you walked in
okay.
the door. Like right as soon
That
as
would
you
have
walk.
been crazy. Y'all were streaming. Okay, sorry.
No, we started streaming, but it was like midway in the conversation.
Ah, gotcha.
So, Aaron,
Yes, me.
weeks, months, years even.
Years even.
Yes, it all started on one fateful September morn back in 2001.
All started when I was born.
Oh my god.
Going right back
Okay,
to this.
see, the funny thing was that wasn't even. I didn't say that on purpose. It's just September is the first month that came to my mind, and I don't know why.
You said 2001?
I don't know why.
Is she traumatized?
I'm sorry.
You just saw that video come up recently of that cheer competition where they did 9/11.
Oh God. Yeah.
I can't say I've seen that.
It's a cheer competition, and for some reason they the music playing, and it's like who can say where the wind blows, and it has Bush's speech after 9/11 playing on top of it, and they create two towers, and they create a plane that crashes into one, and then a plane that crashes into the, and they do like the second one falls first, and then the first one falls.
No shot.
It's real.
Baffling.
That's incredible.
That's
Okay.
Beautiful.
insanity.
Okay. Let me get started before we derail this any
Absolutely.
further.
Yeah, please.
All right. So I'll start with my games, of which there were only two.
Mhm.
The first, which has utterly consumed my life, is Marvel Rivals.
Mhm.
Marvel Rivals. Let's keep it a stack. Marvel Rivals is the new hotness, and it's incredible. It's an incredible game. Genuinely, I've been having so much fun. And that bastard Jeff can go jump off a cliff, which is he's really good at. He's actually
Which,
really
my
good
understanding is that is exactly what he does.
at. Yeah. But
The problem is that he carries everyone else with him.
yeah. Oh God. But yeah. It's just so much fun. It's incredibly well balanced. Like there are really good characters. So the two best characters incontestably right now are Mantis, who's a healer, and Hela, who is a DPS. And just incontestably the best. Mantis is the most versatile character of the entire game by far. Her healing is insane. Her kit's insane. Like she's just able to put out so much damage and so much healing on top of each other insanely fast. She can deal with dive, DPS, whatever. She has a whole kit. But yeah, and her ult's also godlike. So yeah, she's an incredible hero. But Hela, just the damage. The damage is just nuts. It's nuts. She's built different, genuinely. And then the tanks, of course, are languishing all in like third place. But Doctor Strange and Hulk are pretty good, I guess. I'm terribly sorry to tell you, as of the updated rankings based on objective data.
That's right. We have a tier list now.
Yes,
he's
he's like C tier. I'm
No, he's dummy thing.
Oh my God, that's
You
one
can
of my.
play Hulk. Hulk is also dummy thick.
That's true.
No.
He's very wide.
That Twitter post lives in my head rent free. Oh my God! Wait, hold on. If Zach and Mitchell, if you haven't seen it, I gotta fucking.
I
gotta
haven't.
Yeah, no, I don't keep up with Overwatch Marvel.
I do love the memes from around this are just hilarious. I love everybody like clowning the Winter Soldier, like Winter Soldier armed and dangerous again.
Yeah,
It's
no, I'm
good
like
time.
the old Internet Explorer meme from just now starting Warhammer Space Marine.
honestly, probably for the best. You don't need to be on the cutting edge. You're not. You get the cream of the crop now.
Like,
you get all
Green.
the crop. Yeah. It rises to the top.
Rises to the top.
How did he have so many creams?
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh yeah.
I can't find the post, but anyway, it's a Twitter post about their Christmas event, and one of the four photos they share is just Venom's ass, just like right in the center of the image, and everybody who retweets it like, what did they mean by this?
I mean, based on the character designs, I think we know what they meant. By
You know exactly.
I think they
You know
knew.
exactly.
They are really stealing Overwatch's lunch.
They really
Yes.
They really-
In
Yes.
every
Oh,
aspect.
Every aspect.
They're
It's
so hot.
crazy.
They're so hot. It's insane. There's oh my god. I think we're gonna get some big breakthroughs in 3D modeling technology. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Apparently, according to them, they found out that the models are much more detailed if you take them out of the game files than they would otherwise expect them to be. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, they knew.
It's like, we're not even gonna try and stop it. If anything, we're going to encourage you. Let's re-advertise them, baby.
Unlike
I mean-
Overwatch, they know where their bread is buttered.
Oh boy.
But yes, Rivals is incredible. I main Luna, Snow, and Mantis on healer. I'm trying to get good as Mantis. My girlfriend loves Mantis. It's so funny. She mained Mantis and Hela before like the main tier list came out, and she managed she mained Scarlet Witch and Squirrel Girl, who are on opposite sides of the tier list spectrum. So Mantis and Hela at the top, and Squirrel Girl and Scarlet Witch are at the bottom.
Oh.
So I'm like, top and bottom covered. Called that a switch.
Oh, good grief. Oh, good grief.
But yeah, Marvel Rivals is incredible. I mean Tank. Tank is Doctor Strange. He's built different, quite literally. He's the best Shield character in the game. All the other Shield characters suck. Which is funny because they have Captain America, and he's probably like the worst Shield character.
It's a shame.
Which is just funny.
No,
We shot them in the legs because his shield is the size of a dinner plate.
but he throws his mighty shield.
He
Like,
does
what does he
throw his
do
money.
except like chow down on protein and just there?
But oh yeah, Cap sucks. I hate him. But I mean Doctor Strange on tank DPS. I was Squirrel Girl, and then I saw the tier list, and I'm like, I need to learn somebody else.
Ooh.
So I think right now,
Tier lists are for losers.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Play who you want. Low tier god.
Low tier god.
Just don't be
That
like
was
actual
funny.
low tier god.
It's
Eric, you just gotta be in the chat.
I mean, nothing is funnier than wrecking house with low tier characters. and
that
watching
is
them
actually
do
true.
Yes.
That is actually true.
Oh, and
Like, it is
they
so
get so
hysterical.
mad.
But it's so funny because I was like looking at like competitive like win rate with different characters, and you scroll all the way to the bottom of the list, and Scarlet Witch is down there with a 1.5% win rate.
Oh. Oh.
Jeez.
Well, there's like one YouTuber I watch, Light Arrow, who does a lot of funny games, and he specifically does like Phoenix Ride or Android 16 because they're low tier, and the wacky shit he pulls off is hysterical.
It's gotta be incredible. Oh my god.
It's beautiful.
But so I'm trying to learn another DPS right now. Winter Soldier is one I'm looking at. There's also again. Incredible. I love Bucky. Thank you, Bucky. But yeah, I don't think there's anybody else that's really on my radar besides maybe Hela, who I want to learn just because she's the meta. But it is what it is. All right, Beyond Marvel Rival, and I've been playing so it's so funny, right? I was telling my girlfriend about Marvel. She's playing Infinity Nikki, right? She's sitting at her house playing Infinity Nikki, and I am just pestering. I'm being an absolute pest on Discord, like, Brittany, come play Marvel Rivals with me. She's like, Aaron, I don't play competitive shooters. And I'm like, Brittany, come play Marvel Rivals with me. She's like, Aaron, I won't do it. Let me just keep it in mind. She is a huge TF2 fan, so like, this is like the right. So anyway, I'm like, Brittany, you're gonna love Marvel Rivals. There are a bunch of like hot women in it. You're gonna love it. And so like, I'm like, Brittany, come play with me. And she's like, no, I'm not. I'm not playing a competitive shooter. I'm not playing a competitive shooter. So then the next day I wake up and I open up Twitter because I follow her on Twitter. And sure enough, what does she have? She has all of her best Marvel Rivals plays saved right there on the front page of her Twitter.
Wow, I can't believe it. I can't believe she hid that from you.
No, she started playing because I badgered her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Okay.
Like I was like, play Marvel Rivals, play Marvel Rivals, play Marvel Rivals. And she's like, no. And then I wake up the next day and she's like, Aaron, I'm playing Marvel Rivals. And now she has more playtime than I do. So
Every time.
I mean, she does have like a week lead on me because I was in Disneyland, but still. she's been playing the crap out of it with like all of her friends too. So she's been having a good time. And like I said, she's incredible at it. She mained Hela and Mantis before they were cool to main. So when people were ranking them as like B tier on the first tier list that came out, those fools. But yeah. So Marvel Rivals is a ton of fun. I would recommend playing it if you haven't played it yet because it's an incredible multiplayer game, and you're gonna get sucked into it, and you're gonna become addicted. And the battle pass and getting currency and stuff is actually very forgiving and actually really nice.
I need something to break me out of a different video game addiction.
Yes. You should absolutely play and just pick your favorite character and just learn them because that's what's the best part about Marvel Rivals.
That's what I did with Overwatch.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't play meta.
I mean, that's the fun of Marvel Rivals. It's like, oh, like what's that one Marvel character I like? Oh, this guy. Well, he's in there. I'm gonna play him. Yeah.
And you're doing good unless apparently if you like Squirrel Girl or Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. Oh, rip.
Ripping spaghetti.
One thing I will say is, basically at the end of this season, like most characters are getting a de facto nerf though, because if you hadn't heard about this this feature in the game, there's something called team ups, and the way this works is basically if you play these two different characters, they will get buffs and special abilities based on if they're on the same team. So, like for example, there's a team up between Mantis and Adam Warlock. If you play together, Adam Warlock. So there's one character on one side of the team up who gets just a flat buff to like healing or damage or health or something, and then there's the other side of the team up where whoever's on that side gets a special ability. So for the Adam Warlock Mantis team up, and it also includes Star-Lord as well. They get Adam Warlock has a self-res ability, and they get his self-res ability as part of the team up. So yeah, it's beneficial to both sides because one side gets a flat buff, Adam Warlock gets a healing buff, and the other side gets a special ability that can help them be more versatile in combat. And those are changing every season. So every season of the game, there's a new set of team ups. New set of team ups for everyone. So like all of the top tier characters right now are so good because they have really good team ups. Yeah. Like
so
Hela,
you just gotta wait until yours gets the team up.
Exactly. Yeah. So right now, like Hela is so good because if you team up with Loki or Thor, she gets I think like a 15% flat damage increase. Yeah. So sorry. No, it's actually 20%. There's no there's no other character who gets a 20% damage increase but Hela. No other character.
Yeah, I do it.
That's busted.
I mean, like, I guess it's in character, you know?
Yeah. So pretty much like all of the top tier characters have the best team ups, and then they're all going away by the end of the season. So the meta is going to completely change as soon as the season changes.
Oh man, that sounds tough to battle.
That sounds like a nightmare, but okay.
Well,
I don't envy them.
They've gone on record as saying they don't want to do the Blizzard balancing method, which is where you nerf characters into the good characters into the ground and buff like incredibly weak characters. So there's like just like new characters constantly evolving. They said they don't want to do that. So I think the team up is basically their means of balancing the meta.
That's good because, as everyone has joked about, Blizzard doesn't know how to balance their own games.
They don't. They flat out do not. Their balancing method is awful.
That you still have people saying that Overwatch was best when it first came out.
Yeah.
And it never was as good. And they don't have... They have a point.
Look, if I can't run 6 Winton, like, well, what am I doing? What are we doing here?
Listen, 6 maze. 6 maze.
6 maze. If we can't get, like, 6 bubble shields on point, like, what's the point? Just like, completely trapping every single enemy.
Oh, it's almost as bad as whatever the mode was where it just ups everything, it gets the cooldowns, and you just have one person playing Zarya and they're constantly...
They literally can't die.
They can't die.
It's impossible for them to die.
Can't die, maxed out damage the whole time. Can't die.
Yeah.
I had way more fun with that than I had with actual Overwatch.
Yeah. Overwatch I think has just gotten too overtuned over the years. They definitely need to dial things back. Which, I mean, they're bringing back 6v6 from what I've heard, so I think we could see a return to form. But, I mean, a lot of people said that with Overwatch 2 and 5v5, so we'll see.
Hey, listen. TF2 fans are eating very well right now.
The
final comic came out. The final comic came out.
It happened. It really happened.
It happened. I haven't gotten to it yet, but it happened!
It happened.
I can't believe it!
I need to read the comic series.
Oh, the comics are actually legitimately really good.
I read one of them forever ago because I got it in like an omnibus of like Valve comics. Yeah, I have that sitting somewhere around my house. But yeah, they're really good. But yeah, TF2 fans eating good. It's so funny. My girlfriend, she was playing TF2 the other day because she had been playing Marvel Rivals with her friends, but her friends cut their teeth on TF2. So they're like, let's go over to TF. Let's play some TF2, right? And so they went over and played, and I was like, TF2, is it because of the new comic? And she's like, what new comic? And so I'm like, yeah. And so I'm like, oh, Brittany. I'm like, oh, Brittany.
Get to break the news.
Yes. So I informed her, and I'm sure her friends who play TF2 more than her were probably more than happy. Were pretty psyched about that, assuming they didn't already know. But yeah, Marvel Rivals, it's actually a lot of fun. Genuinely, if you want like just a bunch of fun time with friends, but I will play with you. Just hop on Marvel Rivals. I'll teach you the ropes. Like it's a lot of fun.
Might do that.
A lot of fun.
I'll talk about it in my updates, but
Excellent. All right, and then the other game I played was Black Ops 6. I was just pre Marvel Rivals. That was my game, and they released a new Zombies map at the beginning of December, and I played the crap out of it. It's called Citadel des Morts. It's a French map, which makes me automatically hate it. But I got over my initial nausea, and I did play it, and I did enjoy it. The wonder weapons are not good. So if you don't know Zombies, every new map has a wonder weapon, which is like a specialty weapon they release that you just go nuts with, and it usually plays into the Easter egg, the big Easter egg, this map story in some way. And for this map, it's 4 different swords, and each sword is a different element type. So there's light, there's lightning, there's fire, and there's void. Basically, you get to each one of those. If you use its special ability, just does something special. Like the void creates a black hole that sucks in zombies. The light one creates like a little rift around you that like destroys them. Fire is just fireball.
Yeah.
You just like
Fireball.
I cast fireball, and that's it. And then the lightning, which is by far the worst one, you just shoot out a beam of lightning, but it takes forever to kill the zombies, and it's awful. But anyway, the wonder weapons are all garbage. But the map is still a ton of fun, and I had a lot of fun playing through the Easter egg on that one. 90% of the Easter egg is just doing all the swords, and then like 3 more steps afterwards. And then the boss kicked my ass. You cannot play that boss solo. It's impossible. It simply cannot be done. I've tried it 3 different times and died 3 different times. You need somebody else to get in there with you to help you, to basically res you or keep you alive, or to draw attention while you're weak. But yeah, so Black Ops 6, new Citadel des Morts map. It was actually a lot of fun. I had a fun time with it. I just wish the swords would look better. They should have. Because it's literally you swing and you get 1 zombie per sword swing. So it's like if there's a big ass horde on your ass, then you just swing and it's like, oh, I killed 1. And then you just keep doing that, and it's like, okay, I'm doing nothing. This is like a super soaker in a hurricane. Like I'm doing nothing. But yeah, Black Ops 6, a lot of fun. On to what I've watched. So you're going to notice a trend in things I talk about today, which is gender bender. I've been reading and watching a lot of it because it's one of my favorite genres, and I can't stop. Won't stop. So I watched one called Kashimashi, which is kind of infamous at this point. I watched the first episode of it, and it was very good. Basically, aliens accidentally crash their ship on top of this guy, and he dies, and then they resurrect him, but oops, he's a girl now. You can't explain that. You can't explain that one. You can't explain that one. But yeah, it's goofy. It's early. It's like not early 2000s. I think it's like mid 2000s, but it has all the charm and kookiness of like a mid 2000s anime. But that was good. Anyway, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Not gender bender, but it is a very good show.
Wait, you sure?
Wait, hold on.
I mean,
Okay.
there could be a transporter accident.
No, it does have what's her name? What the heck? I just lost my train of thought.
Jane?
No.
That
That's
is-
TNG. I think TNG.
I thought that was Voyager.
I don't know. One second.
I don't know Star Trek.
Me either. I'm a.
I've seen.
I didn't know Star
I have
Trek
seen
was
some episodes
Jadzia.
of the original series.
Yeah.
so DS9 has Jadzia, who is Trill. And Trill's whole thing is basically they are part person, part like parasite or like symbiotic creature. So basically like some of their race, like not everyone has like a symbiote. They call them or symbiont. They call them symbionts. Not everyone has one, but like basically they care.
Sorry, I was making a Venom joke. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Continue.
So not all of them have them, but like what the symbiont gives you is all of the memories of the past hosts. So it's basically like if you're implanted with one, it's like you're implanted with like a dozen plus different people. And the whole thing is like the Jadzia, who's one of the main characters, is a Trill with a symbiont, and all of her past hosts were men. And like this is frequently brought up. In fact, she frequently meets people from her previous life, and like they're like, "Oh, Dax," because that's her last name. Dax, what's going on? And she has to explain to them like, "Oh no, sorry, I'm not the exact person I used to be," which is actually really cool. Yeah, so kind of, sort of gender bender mayhaps, but not really. Anyway, DS9, it's really good, and I like it a lot, and it's fun, and it's we just got to an episode that was I was literally bawling my eyes out. So no real spoilers or anything, but one of the characters is caught for quote unquote espionage by this alien race. And on this alien race's homeworld, their punishment for crime is they put you in a simulated world where time is severely dilated. So like you're put in there for like an hour, but in reality, but in your mind, it's been 20 years. So this character is put into this time prison for like an hour, but for him it's 20 years. And so he lives out 20 years of his life in this prison. And oh my god, that episode is, and then the episode literally begins with him getting out of the prison. So like the entire episode is literally him dealing with life, being outside of the mind prison, and like readjusting. And oh my god, it's one of the best episodes of TV I think I've ever watched. It's just genuinely incredible. And by the end of it, you're just absolutely tearing up. You're bawling your eyes out. But yeah, that's the Star Trek DS9. Genuinely, such a great show. You don't have to watch any of the other Star Treks to understand it.
Oh, okay.
You don't. You genuinely don't. You just watch DS9. It's great. A lot of people say
Star Trek series are pretty self-contained.
Yeah. But yeah, and then there's lots of crossover with TNG characters in DS9. But yeah, so Star Trek DS9, very good. Dan to Dan, I gotta say, Dan to Dan.
Dan.
We're here, Dan to Dan to Dan. Dan. I'm loving it. So I'm only up to episode 10. I haven't watched the last 2 episodes of the season, but it's bussin'. Respectfully, no kizzy, on cap, no cap. Respectfully, very good, incredible. I love
you
it.
can't mute Aaron this time.
What's that?
I can't mute you this time.
Bussin'. That's so skibbity. There we go.
I can always
I got that skibbity
You
over.
can't just walk right out.
I've become the queen of brain rot. Like my girlfriend hates me. My girlfriend hates me because I can't stop talking about the fact that I'm a Skibbity Ohio Rizzler with W Riz positive aura, straight up mango.
Mango Nation.
Wait, Smash terminology.
I say she's just Delulu. I don't know.
I've grown a thick immunity to that because with
Because
2 C's.
children.
Because of children.
Yeah, I imagine.
I thought it was a joke.
You
I thought it
think-
was a joke. I thought people were just like, "Oh, these darn kids, and they're
No.
skibbity toilets."
Chat.
No, listen. Some of
it's
it
real?
is that, but some of it is they think they're being ironic.
Yeah. Well, see, no. It started maybe ironic, right? But then it grew, and now it's just
Now it's just
Yeah.
It's like how I do it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it started as like me just being like a goofster, and now it's like I
And
just
then,
say skibbity.
it affects my
Skibbity is
vernacular.
literally just a part of my daily vernacular. I literally, once again, I talk about
You're better than
I'm a
this.
Skibbity Ohio Rizzler. Once again, I have W Riz, Positive Aura, straight up hit gritty, no phantom attacks. Wait, hold on. I can keep going.
wait. What else have you been? What else have you watched?
Just because you can doesn't always mean that you need to.
I'm fine shite.
You can also stop.
What's the quote from Jurassic Park? You know, you spend so much time thinking whether or not you could, you never stop to think of whether you should.
And the answer is no, you should not.
I don't know about that. I think I'm based actually. I'm Sigma. I'm honestly I'm a skibbity pilled Riz Maxer, and I'm here for it. All right.
Here's the thing: I will occasionally say based unironically.
Well, that's just like an old internet term.
Yeah,
That was like around.
yeah.
Like, that's been around for like years.
Yeah.
It just became very popular recently.
Yeah. Again? Oh wow.
Yeah, it's back.
It's back.
Yeah, it's got the cycle. The question is, does it have the SpongeBob meme cycle where it is never ending, it is perennial, or does it have the cycle where it comes back and then it'll eventually just die out?
I don't know. I could see it dying out. I feel like
it could die out, but it could also be F.
Could be F.
You know,
that's true.
F's in the chat.
F is
Because
universal.
press F to pay respect.
Yeah.
Press F to pay respect.
That's right.
That's still a thing.
It's now a thing. It's just anytime someone fails, F.
It's incredible.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. It's a really good one.
But yeah, I think easily my favorite part of Dan and is when they take off all their clothes, which happens like every other time.
What is this, high school DxD?
I know.
Is it that far, or is it a step or two away from that line?
It's not quite that. It's not quite that.
Okay.
Thankfully.
Okay.
But it's,
Thankfully, yes.
but yeah. And I knew that was coming too.
So it's more along the lines of Food Wars.
Food Wars, they're like getting enjoyment out of it though. I don't feel like anybody's getting. I don't feel like anybody in the show's getting enjoyment out of it.
High School of the Dead.
I haven't seen High School of the Dead. I can't. Is that the one with the shotgun?
Yes.
With the floppy?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I guess not a shotgun. It'd be like a
rifle.
Rifle.
Yeah.
All right. No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm throwing out. I'm just showing my age with these references.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did like the second time they all stripped down to their underwear because they actually made like a moment of it, which was actually really funny. Which is I'm not going to spoil anything, but it actually I thought it was kind of fun. I thought they did it really well. But Dan to Dan's been really good. It's been incredible. I love how you just get absolutely just decked by that one episode.
Yeah.
It's just like naked and he lost his balls, and then suddenly it's like the most serious, like saddest, like most depressing storyline you've ever seen in your entire life. Oh, by the way, you're gonna be crying your eyes out this episode.
Whiplash.
It's like
the whiplash.
we were trying to find his balls one episode ago. Go back to finding his balls.
They just need to go. They just need to go to Jojo Leon Josuke.
Oh my god.
He's got 4. Yeah.
All 8.
Oh, that's
people
true.
that can make that
That's
joke.
He has
He
4
can spare one.
testicles.
He can spare
As you are reminded multiple times. He has 4 balls.
I can make that joke. I read the book. I read the whole thing.
Still, I need to read Steel Ball Run before the anime comes out.
We'll get to it.
I've read some of Steel Ball Run, and it was all fantastic.
I'm just gonna watch the anime. Jordan.
So disappointing.
See, I'm gonna watch the anime and I hope it's inferior to the manga, so that way you
Please. He hopes the horses look terrible.
Stay with CGI horses at every anime.
I hope we get more. I hope we get like 90.
They were
I hope it's like
experimenting
mostly CGI.
with Stone Ocean.
I hope it's mostly CGI. I'm gonna love that.
I mean, if it's like intro CGI, I personally wouldn't mind.
Look,
like,
they were experimenting with Stone Ocean
like,
CGI, so because they know they can't just 2D animate those
I
horses.
wouldn't be mad personally if it was like if it looked like the intro for part 1 and part 2 and part 3 and part 6. Yeah, if it looks like that, I'm gonna be like, okay, all right, that's cool.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah, but it won't.
What is Daily Production gonna do after they catch up to the manga?
They won't. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You saying
In a decade? What are you talking
You saying
about?
JoJo Leon is the anime's not gonna be done before Part 9 is done?
Well, now that you mention it, they're just gonna One Piece it. They're gonna One Piece it. They'll have the anime running along with JoJo Lands.
I imagine they'll probably be pretty close to the end of JoJo Lands by the time they start the anime for JoJo Lands.
I don't know.
Didn't
Part 8 took like 10 years to finish.
Yeah.
But it's gonna take like 10 years to get us to JoJo Lands, so...
Didn't One Piece stop doing like the filler, the weekly episodes? I thought they did.
No, well, I think they're stopping for a period now.
They did take a break, yeah,
They're
but I
taking a
think
break,
they're still going with it.
Because that model was freaking old.
That's insanity. I don't know
is
how they're still doing it. Especially with some of the quality of the episodes we've been seeing. I don't know how they're doing it. I don't know.
They've
I
got to
just-
be taking breaks.
I just want,
or it's got to be all of Japan is working on One Piece anime.
I just want one panel of the manga stretched out to 12 minutes. Like, is that too much to ask for?
Well, buddy, I got a show for you. It's called Naruto.
Oh, yeah!
It's called Bleach. It's called Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah!
I love Dragon Ball Z.
I love me some Dragon Ball Z.
Jordan looks strong.
Listen,
So Dan.
I did my time in the Bleach and Naruto trenches.
I did my time in the Dragon Ball
Well,
trench.
you don't have to drag us down with you.
Anyway.
You go and you watch the fan edits.
Oh, yes.
Like, yeah, at least there's Dragon Ball Z bridge.
There is.
Oh, that is true. We do got Dragon Ball
That
Z
is my
bridge.
most of my knowledge from Dragon Ball comes from Dragon Ball Z abridged.
It's
Anyway,
like now just to watch the real thing.
Dan to Dan is based in Skibidi, with
Yes.
W Riz and Positive Aura. Yeah, I've been liking Dan to Dan. I need to watch the last 2 episodes. I wasn't able to do so. 1, because I was lazy, and 2, because I was in Disneyland. So, next, Arcane. I still haven't finished it, but I need to. It's good. It's good. It's good.
I've heard the ending is not so good, but the rest of it is good.
I don't know.
I've heard the main thing I've heard about the ending is, oh wow, that was rushed.
I mean, yeah. I still think it was solid though.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't know if I don't know. I'd rather take this rust ending that gets to it versus like having a whole nother season personally. But I know some people disagree. But
Yeah.
it's just me. It's just me.
I don't know. I need to finish it. I need
to watch it.
My girlfriend finished it. She's actually she was way ahead of me.
I watched season 1, but I watched season 2.
But yeah. So, very good. Watch. Watch.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a quick detour here for music. So first off, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Kung Fu Kenny, K. Dot, who's back on the market with GNX, dropping the hottest beats of this calendar year. He's built different.
We got 30 minutes.
He's built different.
A trailer. 30 minutes later, the album. What? I was just working on a Friday and somebody texted me, Kendrick just dropped. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait. So good.
But yeah, literally, I woke up, I checked Reddit. It's like 30 minutes ago on the front page. New Kendrick album just dropped. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, that's a banger of an album. That's an absolute banger. What's your favorite track, Jordan?
For me personally, it's Dodger Blue.
Oh, okay.
I like the
choice.
vibes. I wish it was longer, but I like the vibes.
It's got to be reincarnated for me.
Understandable.
Reincarnated.
Understandable. It's a solid one.
I know nothing except at one point he screams
Monster! Best part of the album, hands down.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard that, I was like, I started laughing, and I was like, "That's gonna get me into hell." That's everybody for the next couple of weeks is gonna be memeing that. What do you know? What do you know?
And of course, I unironically enjoy his Drake Beef song on there. What is it? Man of the Garden. Incredible song. Man, my breath catches in my throat every time he goes, "Why do you think you deserve the greatest of all time?" I'm like, ooh, he's spitting. I genuinely, I lose it every time I hear that. But DNX is such a good album. Such a good album. He's done it again. He's done it again. He can't be stopped.
Truly.
But yeah, love you, Kung Fu Kenny. And then just another quick album, Mount Erie's Night Palace. Very good. If you haven't heard of Mount Erie, the head of that band used to be part of a band called the Microphones back in the early 2000s, and they released an album called The Glow Part 2, which is considered one of the best albums of all time. And Mount Erie just released Night Palace, their most recent album, and it's peak. Incredible. Oh yeah, and I've been listening to a ton of Hatsune Miku. That's been awesome. But I don't know why. I saw Smug Uno Miku pop up in my YouTube feed, and I'm like, I want to watch more of that. So
You said 3 words in succession that I had.
hold on, I gotta pull up Smug
Uno Miku.
Smug Uno Miku.
Is she like an Eevee? Are there just different? I know the Brazilian Miku. I know.
Oh, the Brazilian Miku is so peak.
Oh,
I love Brazilian Miku. What's it called? Or one second, I have it in my playlist. Hold on, give me 1 second. But Smug Uno Miku, basically the whole song is it's an unnamed person, and they're playing Uno, the game Uno, against Miku. And she gets down to Uno, but he has a whole hand full of cards. And so then she gets really smug and starts mocking him. And like, oh, I'm going to crush you. But then you look at the guy's hand, and it's like all +2, +2, +2, +4. And so he's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to crush her. This is going to be so sad. And that's like the whole song.
End your career. End your career.
Finish her now.
But yeah.
As soon as you start gloating with one card, oh, it's over. It's over. There's no mercy in Uno.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. 1 second. Sorry, I can't turn it. It won't turn. It's locked.
It won't turn.
Come on there, help.
But yeah, so it's incredible. I love Smug Uno Miku, and I've been getting.
Oh, what I know is Hatsune Miku going, no, I don't talk to British people.
Oh no! Hatsune Miku does not talk to British people.
The only pounds I need are me pounding your mum.
Zero. I love that song.
That's beautiful.
I love that video.
I guess like a clip of like whatever show, like Peaky Blinders, of the dude like holding the gun.
All right, and that's everything I've listened to. On to things I've read. Continuing the gender bender trend, Boku Girl. This one is rather infamous among a lot of communities. So first off, it's gender bender. Second off, it's incredibly horny. I mean, just like utterly, like wildly horny. Like, don't read this unless you're like you've got like 3 locks on your doors, right? Like genuinely, like. But
Oh dang! I only have 2.
oh, okay, well then you shouldn't read it at all. But it's incredible. It's a really really good story. Despite that, look, I read it for the plot. All right. But Boku Girl is really really good. It's really really good. And it's very popular in the trans community. And if you ever read it, you'll know exactly why. Anyway, beyond that, I read also Shinsuke Bitter Change, which is yet another. Well, this one's actually body swap. So it's a girl and a guy in middle school body swap, or in elementary school body swap, and then cannot swap back, and they go all the way through high school and can't swap back. It's actually really good, and I've really enjoyed reading it. I haven't finished it yet, but it's been an absolute banger. So anyway, that's everything I've read. On to everything that's happened in my life in general. So first off, we have my girlfriend, Brittany. She put on a performance. She is in an orchestra that is located out of, is it Richards? Dallas Unity String Orchestra is the name of the thing, but they're located out of, I think, Richardson. But anyway, at the beginning of December, they put on their winter show, and so yeah, they got up on stage and they performed their hearts out. They did Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. They did cello concerto. They did Jesu something or other, and a bunch of others, and it was awesome. And I went to both shows that she did on Saturday and Sunday. My parents, my family, came to the Sunday show, and they watched her, and it was awesome. and everybody enjoyed it. Yeah, everybody enjoyed it. She did a really, really good job putting it on. But yeah, so yeah, it was really nice. And then the Monday after, I went with her, her band to go bowling. We all went bowling together, so that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, so went bowling. That was awesome. Next.
Ooh, hang on, I found the.
Oh yes. That's incredible.
Beautiful.
Good old Maribel Studios.
Maribel Studios, freaking one of the best animation channels on YouTube.
That's awesome. But anyway, I went to Disneyland with the fam. We were gone Wednesday through yesterday, Sunday, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. We were celebrating my younger sister's graduation, college graduation. She's the last one in the family to graduate from college, which means not everybody's been through school. But yeah, Disneyland was a lot of fun. It actually wasn't too cold the whole time we were there. For the most part, it was like in the 70s. It was actually really nice. 70s or like high 60s.
California.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. The Incredicoaster was the best, far and away. It's an Incredibles themed coaster, and it's like an actual roller coaster, unlike when you go to like Disneyland or Disney World, and it's like hop on this conveyor belt and ride through some wacky scenes from your favorite movie.
Do you like It's a Small World?
We went on It's a Small World.
Here it is.
Oh my god.
Over and over again.
I will say almost all of their rides were themed after Christmas. This time of year. So It's a Small World got a Christmas makeover. And I mean, not just a small one. Every single part of it was like decked out in Christmas. And
Awesome.
like, instead of It's a Small World, they were singing Jingle Bells.
Oh, it's better.
Yeah. So it was actually really, really cool. But yeah, Disneyland was a ton of fun. Unfortunately, the first day we went there, I had gotten 2 hours of sleep the night before. So I went there and I was exhausted. I was dying.
Yes.
And but then I slept well that night and woke up and was feeling better. But yeah, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun at Disneyland. So Disneyland, so fun.
Disney.
Need me.
Next, moving twice. I did it with other people. Well, I mean, I helped other people do it twice. The first, I think I may have mentioned it the last time. He's a dude that actually went to OCS. He was a year ahead of Zach and Mitchell, and he's a trans guy, and he was in my brother's grade. And I helped him move because we reconnected over over Facebook. So I helped him move from Arlington to Grand Prairie. And that was a ton of fun. It was very fulfilling, and it wasn't very difficult at all. Then I helped more of my friends move exactly 1 week later, on that Saturday. My friend Ashley, she was moving out of her apartment to move in with her girlfriend Vivian in North Dallas in Oaklawn. And so I helped them move into their new place. And that's kind of fun. Yeah, that was awesome. We ate pizza afterwards, and then later on in the night we had our Friendsgiving with me, them, and all of our other friends who were part of that group. So a lot of fun. Yeah, very rewarding. It also made me realize just how much my arms just can't do it anymore. I gotta keep it a stack. The HRT, the hormones, they've destroyed my gains. Sorry, I'm a twig now. I've lost everything. I'm an emaciated skeleton. I have nothing left. But it's so funny. My friend Erica, who was helping them move, afterwards she commented on like, yeah, like everybody there was just like, there was a lot of standing around and looking at heavy furniture. It was so funny. But yeah, no, that's what 19 months on estrogen will do to you. But yeah, my arms were twigs. After that, Happy Hollandaise, put on by you know him, you love him,
Yes!
Zach Nelson.
Yes!
Yep. It was an incredible show. It was a truly, truly incredible show. Everyone did incredible. Zach is the burglar was just so much fun. So much fun. And I love the father as well. The father character, he was
so good.
Yeah, I'm sad I missed it, but
That's unfortunate. But
that was kind of the week that I was still bedridden.
Yeah.
fair enough.
Fortunately.
Yeah.
We're getting the recording, so I might be able to send that out.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I went
I mean, yeah, let me know, or just bring like my external hard drive.
Yeah. But it was doubly nice because not only did I get to see Zach and Co put on an incredible performance, but I got to meet somebody from our writing group, Kevin,
Yes.
who Zach works with, who's a really nice dude. Yeah. Incredibly, I will say this, incredibly good looking dude. Oh my God, I gotta say he's one handsome man. Yeah, he's an incredible dude. It genuinely is. It was really nice to talk to him in person for the first time because normally we just talk over Discord. So.
Yep.
And apparently he was in Spam a lot, which I had seen with Zach, and I didn't
remember.
No, I didn't remember. So it's like I showed up and I talked to him.
Well, that was back when he had the long wavy locks.
Oh yeah, that's why I didn't remember him. That's why I didn't remember him.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, the show was really good. It was really nice to finally be able to meet Kevin. I had to kind of skip it around. Me and my girlfriend were both there, but we left early because we needed to get back to prep for stuff. So yeah, but,
totally fine.
Yeah. Happy Hollandaise was great, and I really enjoyed it. Next, another play that I saw, Christmas Carol. I saw Christmas Carol, put on by the Wiley Theater in Dallas. Yes. Oh my God, it was so good. It was so good. The Wiley Theater is part of the larger network of Dallas like theater houses.
Dallas Performing Arts Center.
Yeah, and so they have budget, and you could definitely tell that the production on that show was incredible. Some of the sets they had were just like, wow, I have no idea how you even begin to pull that off. That's genuinely awesome. But yeah, performances were good across the board. Zero bad performances. It was incredible. The guy who played Scrooge is so good. I actually saw him. It's funny. Most of the cast for that I actually saw was like a month month and a half earlier for Dracula. Me and my girlfriend saw Dracula. I forget a comedy of terrors. Was it a comedy of terrors? Something like that. Anyway, it was like a spoof of Dracula, and most of the cast in the Christmas Carol was also in that.
Same theater company.
Yeah, and they were awesome.
From my understanding, that's generally what they do. They just pull from the same group of actors.
Yeah.
One of my professors at UNT worked in, I think, that company.
Yeah.
And that year their Christmas Carol, they decided to have Scrooge played by a woman, and the character is a woman.
Oh, interesting.
It was my professor.
What?
Oh. Yes.
Oh, that would have been so much fun.
And from what I heard from people who saw it, they were like, So you gotta go. They tried. I think they try to do different things every year with Christmas carols because you do.
Of course, switch it up. Like you do. You do.
Try. Sure. Listen, I'm fine with trying out weird stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and you do it traditionally the next year. So you got a good year though.
Yeah, that would have been fun to see though.
It would have. Yeah.
But yeah, like for example, the guy who played Scrooge played Van Helsing in the Dracula show, which was apparently he's been in a lot of media. Like he was like in Borderlands. He's like in Borderlands 3 or something.
Oh,
like he was like a voice in Borderlands 3 and the pre-sequel, and like he's just been in a bunch of different random pieces of media. And
we have Funimation in Dallas.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Connections.
And we have Funimation and we have Gearbox, so that makes sense.
Oh,
Gearbox is out here.
Gearbox is here.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think they're in Las Colinas, I want to say.
Oh,
that makes sense.
Yeah. I actually applied for an internship with them forever ago. Never heard anything. But
Dang.
But yeah, but because
You
I
could have made the jokes better,
played.
or just even worse. Apparently,
I could have made them so much. I would have skibbity toileted
Just-
it up so hard.
Oh,
That's
I mean,
right.
this was pre-skibbity toilet, but I would have found something.
you would have
I would
found
have
something.
found something. I would have found some joke to run in the ground. Probably not as badly as they could run a joke into the ground, but I would have tried. But Christmas carols, incredible.
That's the best.
Yeah. And then the last thing I put on here, I was like, I don't know if I should talk about this, but you know what? I guess I will. I guess I'll talk about this. So I was driving with my girlfriend the other day, and we were just talking about whatever. And I go, well, that's it. So she was talking about how she had met her last girlfriend on Bumble, it was Bumble. And I was like, I've never tried the dating apps, but I would be very curious to know, like right now at this point in my transition, how would I do on the dating apps? And she goes, well, Aaron, you have my blessing. Jump in there and find out. So I said, all right, bet. So I created a Hinge account, and I decided, okay, how well would I do on a dating app if I set one up right now? The answer is apparently very well. I was like, okay, that's actually, wow, I was surprised. Because I had heard a lot of horror stories from a lot of different trans women online who had gone to dating apps, and it had just been nothing but horror. Like either one, they just don't get any matches, or two, they get matches, but it's all like fetishists, or like three, it's like they just get really poor quality matches. But no, like genuinely, time after time, like I just kept getting matched with these like genuinely incredible people. I'd match with them and they'd just reach out to me and I'd be like, hey, just letting you know I'm trans and everything. I already put it in my profile, but I just wanted to let them know in case they didn't see it. And they're like, oh, that's really fun. That's totally cool. Yeah, I don't really mind at all. And I was like, sheesh, now I feel bad. I was like, wait, hold on. This actually, this doesn't feel good. I did get a couple fetishes, which was just to be expected. It happens to literally every trans woman on any dating app ever. But so eventually I deleted the app because I'm like, I don't feel good about this. Like these guys are actually incredible. Guys and girls are actually incredible, and I don't want to leave them on or anything. So I deleted the app. But I mean, it was an interesting experiment just to see, like, okay, how would I fare if I were just to give it a try today? And the answer is, like I said, apparently pretty darn good. So I was happy with that. That was a fun little thingamajiggy. But yeah, so that is that. I talked for way too long. Apologies. But yeah. So moving on, I shall pass the torch to you,
Okay.
Jadon.
I shall take this torch, run with it, have my list. A
Lights
couple
the
of things.
Olympic beacon.
Not in your apartment.
Beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid.
Yeah. All right.
Never mind, right? Brought pie. It's eggnog pie.
Eggnog pie.
Eggnog pie?
Eggnog pie.
Eggnog
I didn't really need
pie.
eggnog pie.
That actually sounds bussin'. Wait, I'm gonna go for that.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Okay.
I might have
So-
to get missed.
Get it
At
well.
least try
Get it
a
well.
slice.
Get it while it's chilled.
Okay. All right. So
Fine, Jordan.
We're
going like
Yeah.
5 feet away.
Yeah, we're 5 feet away. Just keep talking. One pie.
fair enough.
Oh my God, where are the plates? Oh yes, we found them. Thank you.
Plates!
Alright, keep talking, Jordan. We're good.
Okay. All right. Okay. So
Pie. Sorry, I'm done.
Would you like a slice, Jordan?
actually, yeah. If you could grab me a slice, that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and start off with kind of piggybacking off of what Aaron was talking about. I also had an experience with Marvel Rivals. Some friends were hopping on, and so I hopped on and
Nice.
downloaded it and tried it. And came to an unfortunate realization. I need a new SSD.
Oh,
as
no.
I only have a hard drive. I only have
An HDD.
an HDD that has enough space. Like I have I have an SSD in my PC, but it's a boot drive and it has all of like my small games on it as well as like important files, and then I have like the hard disk drive for like everything else and like larger stuff. I tried playing Marvel Rivals, and it took like a solid 30 seconds or to a minute for the full game to load.
Oh my god.
So I was just standing. As my friends described, they're like, "Oh, you're in. Can you move?" And I was like, "No, it's still loading for me." And so it would. And once I got into the action, the game would run at approximately PowerPoint presentation levels, so solid like 3-4 frames per second, which not great in a game like that.
Not
so,
particularly.
No, so I'm probably gonna pick up a hard disk drive at some point, or I go back in the new year and install that on my PC. Just because it's my rig's like 5 years old. I mean, like I can add a hard disk drive, solid state drive, and then like ride it out for another couple of years before I start upgrading components. But it's about that time because the new games, the new games are
you want one?
sure are hitting. So I played Venom, and I'm not good at team-based shooters like that. So I'm gonna have to put some practice in to get good because Marvel Rivals seems like a lot of fun, and I really want to try it.
No.
Yeah. Also, I gotta get good because I want to get into comp before the next season because that Moon Knight skin is crazy.
Ooh, baby.
It's like a black and gold Moon Knight skin, and I was like, this is so cool. I wish I could get it without having to buy it, but I don't think I'm gonna be competitive enough. Ooh, thank you. Thank you so much. Now I back down pie. Awesome. Cool. So that's Marvel Rivals for me. I'll probably hop back onto it into the new year, but right now it's good. It's fun. It's funny watching some of the jokes that people have about Marvel Rivals. So that's been the funniest part. But yeah. Other than that, I've been playing the other Rivals that came out a little bit. Rivals of Aether 2. I've been following that game since it got announced, and it released in October. I want to say end of October. If you enjoy Smash Brothers and or Smash Brothers like games, Rivals of Aether 2 continues the trend of being the best not Smash game. Very, very good. Very, very good. They had enough changes from the first that it feels nice, and it has enough like small differences from Smash to really stand on its own. I'm a filthy Clarion main because I like Marth and I like Tippers. She's got a laser sword. So how am I supposed to say no to that? How am I supposed to say no to that? It's
Fair
so
enough.
cool. So, yeah, I've been getting better at that. I have been retired from Smash for years, so it's been really fun getting my teeth kicked in online. So I got a couple of wins, but I gotta hop back into it, and it's really fun. It's
You have actually good online.
Yes, it's good online. It's got good online. Not like Super Smash Brothers, unfortunately. So very nice. It's very good. So yeah, I'll be playing a lot more of that in the new year, coming in the future. Beautiful. And the other game that I've been playing recently, I fell back in to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I don't know what happened. Just all of a sudden I was like, wait, do I have all the KK Slider CDs? No? Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna try and get them all and play the game in between. So I've been just kind of going around my island, just like tuning things up, just like, what's it called? Readjusting some things. Got a new bridge coming in pretty soon. I have to pay for it, but it's the thing where you put the thing out and nobody contributes to it. So I'm like, okay, well, I gotta put in money for it anyway. So yeah, I'm also trying to get this one item for my house, this one couch, but it's not appearing in the store anytime I go. So yeah, I'll be playing it for the next few weeks to because every Saturday I gotta go and grab the CD because I think I only have. I think at this point it's like 3 more now before I've got all 90 or 100 and something KK Slider albums in the game. So, and then I kind of wanted to try and finish the fishing and bug not encyclopedia. I don't know why the word's not coming to me. But
whatever it is.
yeah, I wanted to try and catch all the bugs and catch all the fish, but that has been going awful. I've used so much bait. It is it's awful. Those catch rates are awful. it's gonna take me years to finish it at that point. So.
Back when I played the first Animal Crossing, when I was a wee lass, the fishing was the thing for me. Like that was like my obsession. I was like, I have to catch all the fish. I have to catch all the fish. And then my little brother deleted all of my save data. Yeah, just completely ignorant of anything.
Had one of those third-party GameCube memory cards that asks you to format every time you turn on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Happened to me too.
So, I don't know. I'll try, but I'm not. It's not a priority. It's not a priority at this point because I've already missed one because I can't get that golden trout. It sucks, and now it's gone until March. No. So, all right. Cool. So that's everything I've done gaming wise. Watching wise, as Aaron mentioned earlier, I watched Arcane Season 2. That was some good stuff. Real good. Episode 7 might be one of my favorite episodes in television history.
Oh my
Very good. Very good. Which I don't know if you've seen it already.
I have not. No.
It's probably my favorite. But yeah, I have seen a lot of... yeah, I have seen a lot of people... Yeah, there has been a lot of discourse as to like the pacing in this season compared to last season. Because last season was a lot tighter, I would say. You know, it was a lot more focused last season versus like, especially in the last batch of episodes, things have kind of gone sideways in a lot of ways. But I still think with the time that they have and the space that they have for it, I think they do a good job of trying to like cover as much as they can and like wrapping things up pretty nicely. I personally think. But yeah, it is one of those things that like I watch it back and I'm like, yeah, I see what folks mean. But I still think it's worth a watch. I still think it's a very, very good. I still think it's very, very good, and I still think it's even after all that, it's very, very well done. Those Arcane memes hitting. We finished the last batch of episodes and we were like, okay, I gotta see some of them, and I'm like, it's pretty good. So. Once you guys finish them, I will send y'all over a couple, but, you know, it's fun. It's fine. Arcade Season 2 is good. The other thing that I've been watching, okay, I put these two on here. It's kind of a joke, but also not kind of a joke. I watched A Christmas Carol last week. But not just any Christmas Carol.
Which one?
I watched the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
We had a Secret Santa get together with some of my friends back up near DC, and we were just like, yeah, let's put on the Muppet Christmas Carol. And I had never seen it before. Whoever said that Michael Caine acts like all the Muppets are just straight actors in the movie was right.
Yes.
Was right.
Yes.
It is really funny seeing Michael Caine just be this like stoic kind of Ebenezer Scrooge and just like being mean to Kermit. Kermit the Frog. I also didn't realize it was a musical. Apparently all the Muppet movies are musicals.
Yes.
I didn't realize that. I don't have too much experience with like the Muppets in general, but yeah, it was a fun one. And Tiny Tim, who did not die, which is actually verbatim what is in the book. I didn't realize how life is in the book.
Yes, it is.
Wow, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Muppets Christmas Carol. It was good. It was very, very good. It was funny. It was a good time. Yeah, and then the other thing that I watched just last week, if you all know the YouTube channel Defunct Land,
yeah,
just released a new video.
I haven't watched it yet.
About animatronics.
Oh,
very, very well done. Very well done. He kind of goes in depth on the like. Basically, well, it's about like the scale of Disney's animatronics and what they did, which very interesting, by the way. Especially how they managed to do things before like computers, essentially. I didn't even think of that. I'm like, wow, they had all these things, they had all these things on tapes, like tapes, and you can watch the video to see like the understanding, but it's insanity. It's crazy. Yeah, and the rush to get out like the animatronic Abe Lincoln and such, and like Walt Disney's like, I have to do this. I can't stop doing this.
Abe Lincoln is mine. You
Literally, mine. It's if you all haven't seen that video, you should watch it.
Absolutely.
And because you know it's gonna be heat when he's like the first known recordings of like an animatronic. We're back in the. This is when.
We're back in the 1860s when Abe Lincoln saw an animatronic of himself.
So yeah, please do watch that Defunct Land video. It is very good, very good. Okay, so that's everything that I've been watching. On to reading. Folks, I have some unfortunate possible news. I am still in the midst of my 24 in 24 challenge. I am unfortunately 2 books behind.
Oh no!
I am at 22 books completed. I'm on book 23. I'm halfway through book 23. But I still gotta finish this and then one more before the 31st. So we're kind of down
Good
to
night,
the wire.
Moon. Hungry cat.
I'm not. I'm not counting those.
It's like,
Give
you
me
could
a strap.
read a short, like, Line's not that long.
Listen, I hear Brandon Sanderson released a new book
But,
called the most boring book ever.
Oh, okay.
So you can
I
just
thought you were gonna be like, just read Wind Truth.
Just read the truth.
Just read Wind
Literally the biggest book he's ever written.
it's like you could just read like a Stephen King short story.
I could.
Good.
You could.
That's true.
You could cheat.
The Shining.
No.
That was not a short
No.
story.
No.
I thought it was a short one.
It's
I thought
not
it was one
that.
of the shorter ones.
He's
I thought-
definitely written like
I
actual
thought
short.
I thought it was closer to like Pet Cemetery size.
Yeah, it's
Not
not.
The
It's
Stand.
definitely not his.
Manifesto.
It's definitely not like it.
No.
It's
or
short.
The
No.
Stand.
Yeah, just read The Stand. The unabridged stand.
The
Stand.
unabridged stand?
Yes.
The one that's this thing?
Yes, the one that's
Well,
sitting
no,
on
I
my
think-
shelf somewhere.
Well, no, actually, is it the abridged that actually added stuff?
Wait,
No,
they added stuff in the abridged?
Abridged shouldn't be adding anything.
Okay.
Unabridged is where it has
Okay.
everything.
Because he did release like 2 versions. There was like the original version.
They
and
added
then
Yeah.
more
the new
time
version
to
where he
your
added
days you
stuff.
could spend not
He added
reading
new
this.
characters.
That might be the unabridged one.
That's crazy.
Okay, so the abridged version is considered
By
the lesser
time?
version
That's
because it
insanity.
misses out on like some character moments.
Yeah.
So don't read that one. Read the unabridged.
Okay.
Maybe not for this. Maybe
No,
not for this year.
I don't think I have enough time this year.
You could read Christmas Carol.
Mm,
It's great. I read it every year.
Yeah.
Christmas Carol,
Maybe.
Screwtape Letters.
Maybe. I don't
Could
know.
read The Nutcracker. That's also Christmassy.
I also appreciate all these options. Thank you, Oliver.
It's also The Nutcracker, the one that the ballet is based on, was written by Alexander Dumas.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
Like
sure.
he didn't come up with the story, but he wrote the most famous version of it.
Interesting.
Yes.
That's my guy.
I'm
You
currently
can
reading that.
read my novel that I wrote that I'm querying to agents right now.
Hey, yo.
Hey.
Missing persons. I'll give it to you. It's 177 pages long.
You could beta read my novel that I wrote.
Honestly, even if I don't use that for the challenge, please send me those because I
Yeah,
actually
will
do
do.
want to read those.
Will
I want
do.
to. I want to read fiction by my friends.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, same. I'll get in touch with y'all like when I get back from Africa.
I'll just put it in the Discord.
Heck yeah. Okay. So, got 2 books complete. Halfway through this one, so I should be able to finish it by Christmas Day. Is what I'm thinking. I think I should have some downtime between then to finish it. But in the meantime, I've gotten so many more books. Completed, not
Nope.
bought, but also
bought.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So some of the books I have finished. I finished the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, which was
Ooh.
one that was highly recommended to me. It was good. I really enjoyed it.
That's the first Broken Earth one?
Yes, it is. Dark. It is not a fun read.
How is the second person narration? Because that is what keeps me from reading that.
It's it's hard. It's
Okay.
It's interesting. It's
That's-
interesting. I'm
that's-
sorry. I'm sorry for this paints
that's-
a sad picture, but like it's just it's a tough read in that it is a very it is a not fun fantasy, right?
Mhm.
It is very
And part of that is the second person narration.
Part of that is definitely the second person narration. We follow a couple main characters, and just shit's awful. Shit is awful. But I really do like Jemison's writing style personally. That's kind of what keeps me engaged in a lot of this book and what kept me going through it. So yeah.
I might see if there's something else from her that I can read to dip my toe in before I go for that.
You might want to read. I've heard good things about the Inheritance trilogy. Is that the wrong one that I'm thinking? Am I thinking of Aragon?
Well, there's the Inheritance Cycle, which is Aragon, but then there's
Okay.
the Inheritance Trilogy, which I think is
Yeah.
N.K. Jemisin.
I've heard the Million Kingdoms or something like that, something along those lines. I heard that's a solid place to start, but yeah.
It's one of those things where if an author is going to do second person narration, I need to already trust the author.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh yeah. Fifth season. I liked it. It's a tough read, but I enjoyed my time with it, and I'm happy that I finally read it. It's just been recommended to me for a while. What else? What else is on this?
It won the Hugo Award,
It did win the Hugo Award.
and then the next two books also won the Hugo Award.
Oh, really?
She won the Hugo Award 3 years in a row.
Oh, shoot.
Which, from what I've heard, people are like, don't really like that the same person won 3 years in a row, but she's really good, so it's like,
Yeah. Another book that I read, Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. John Mandel is what I want to say her name is. It is, as my friend affectionately calls it, a pandemic novel, which obviously written during the pandemic time and obviously has themes
okay,
about.
I was about to say, is this The Stand?
No, not The Stand, but it was written during the pandemic, but it also has themes about pandemics, illness. And I won't spoil too much about it. It's a very short novel, but it's a time travel novel as well, and I think it's done pretty well. I think it's. I really enjoyed my time with it. It's a solid read, honestly, and it kind of goes in a place that I didn't expect it to go. But I think it's one that is very short, but it also wraps up very nicely. So I enjoyed it. It's a good time.
Nice.
I do recommend it. Good job, or not good job. I guess it's very good. Next book I read. I went back to one of my favorite authors and decided to read another book of his. This one I read, The Sirens of Titan by Kurt Vonnegut.
Let's
Ooh.
go. It's one of my favorite novels by him.
It's interesting. That was an interesting novel.
That is one word for it.
I had to
Vonnegut.
because my only experience with him was Slaughterhouse 5, because that's the only book of his that I read, and I'm like, I should probably read more of him.
Slaughterhouse 5 is his most accessible novel by far, but it just gets weirder and weirder. The further out in either direction
you go. Okay, yeah, because I had read some info about it after I finished it, because I finished it and I was like, what the hell did I just read? And it's from what a lot of people say, it's Kurt Vonnegut's first Kurt Vonnegut novel.
Yes.
Because it was the second book that he published, but it's the one that has a lot of the isms and kind of themes and things that you will see if you read a lot of his other works. So it was interesting. It was a very interesting novel. It was a very, very interesting read. Shout out to Malachi and Niles Rumford.
Yes.
Who I was like, what is this guy doing? This guy's all over the place, which I'm not going to spoil the novel because I do think it's worth a read. But yeah,
He is all over the place.
he's all over the place. Aaron knows what I'm talking
Yes.
about. So
I would recommend my favorite novel of all time, and then 2, my favorite novel by Kurt Vonnegut. God Bless You, Mr. Rosewater. I've read that. I need to reread that at some point, but Yeah, that's an incredible novel, which
Okay.
is like, what if our personal financial philosophy was based on kindness first? And it's a
Oh.
really, really nice novel.
Okay.
It gives you the warm fuzzies. It's my favorite novel of all time, and definitely my favorite by him. It's really good. And then Galapagos, if you want to just like veer really quickly back into the very, very weird, Galapagos is gonna mess with your brain.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to add that to the Gervonnegut queue. Thank you. Thank you for
To
those.
the
Thank you for
queue.
those recs.
Yes.
Because there are a few of his that I do want to
Mhm.
read, but I just haven't known what to do aside from that one, Cat's Cradle, Breakfast of Champions.
Yeah.
Those are or Slaughterhouse Five, Breakfast of Champions, the Cat's Cradle, because those are the ones that
Cat's
everybody.
Cradle is a masterpiece. It's genuinely incredible. The only ones of his I haven't read actually are his first book, Play Piano, and his last book, Timequake. Though he published like a bunch of short story collections and a couple of like memoirs and stuff in there that I also haven't read, but I need to do that.
Interesting.
Vonnegut and Bradbury are the two big blind spots I have right now.
You should hop on that Bradbury.
I've read a short story from each of them because it was
Bradbury
part of
loves
one of my classes.
I'm guessing your short story by Vonnegut was the
Tom Bergeron?
Yeah,
Harrison
Tom
Bergeron. Yes.
Harrison Bergeron.
Yes.
Yep.
Very good story.
That's classic.
Not
And-
Tom Bergeron. That's
No. No.
That's an actual guy.
And then
That's just a guy.
the Bradbury one was something about a house. It was all written from the perspective of a house.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the story was called. It was good.
Yeah. What do you think of Mother Night? I think that one's on my reading list for Vonnegut. Have you read Mother Night before?
I think I have. Oh, 1 second. I actually need to look that one up. I don't.
That's fair.
I can't remember. I'm sure I've read it, but I can't remember what the heck it's about.
Fair enough. No worries. I can just keep moving.
Oh yeah, I remember. This one's good.
Okay.
Cool. I don't think he's really published any bad novels that I can think of. Just based on the fact that I've read like everything he's written.
Dang.
Yeah, I can't really think of any novels I truly disliked. Though there are probably going to be some that are like, oh, this one isn't as exciting as like Sirens of Titan or
that's fair.
Cat's Cradle or like Slaughterhouse Five, or etc., etc. So a lot of them can be a little bit plotting at times, but that's just the nature of the literary novel.
Gotcha. Shout out to Unk. Okay. Next book that I read was Clara and the Sun
Oh.
by Kazuo Ishiguro. Very
Based. Skibbity.
A friend of mine recommended it to
W-Riz.
me. A friend of mine actually recommended it to me, and he was just like, "It is the warmest feeling, sweetest dystopian novel I think I've ever read." And I
That
was
is
like,
the best way
really?
to describe it.
Really?
That's the
And
best way to describe it.
it is the sweetest dystopian novel I think I've ever read. Because it's
Genuinely.
not from the point of view of like the dystopia. It follows this like it's in the future where like we have these robots that are just like act as like caretakers for people,
Mhm.
you know? And the whole book is from the point of view of this one robot who's just like, oh, well, I'm pretty observant and like I can make connections, but like she doesn't quite fully grasp like it's almost like looking through the lens of a child in a lot of
Yes.
ways, because it's just like, oh, she doesn't like fully grasp like what the situation
Yes.
for this is, and she's like basically grabbed to take care of this
Yeah.
sick girl, and it follows her and this girl's relationship as it goes through. And it's really interesting because like it drops little hints of like this is the future that is like
Yes.
weird in this way,
Yeah.
and it's just like you're just like, wait, huh? Wait, what?
Yeah, it happens so often throughout the book where it's just like there'll be like this one subtle mention,
Mhm.
like this little drop of like, oh, this is not the world I know.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, this is actually kind of fucked up a little bit. This is a little bit bad. And like, wait, hold on. And it's just like it's so subtle, and you don't catch it because like to Clara, the main character, she's just like this innocent robot child who lives in this world,
Mhm.
and like she has no idea what's going on. So she's just like describing it as it happens, and like in our frame of reference, it's like this is horrible, but in her frame of reference, it's just Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it's like she just like breezes over it, and like you have zero context to understand it. Really.
Sounds a lot like what I've heard about the book The Giver.
I actually haven't read the Giver.
I haven't. I saw the movie and I've heard the movie is like, dude, who cares?
It's a movie based on an old book. It's not gonna be good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed some of the stuff they did in the movie, but from everything I've heard, the book is like incredible.
Okay.
But it sounds similar to stuff I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But Clara and the Suns are really.
I really enjoyed it.
So
It definitely like had me tugging on my heartstrings towards the end, especially because
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's and it, you know, it kind of primarily focuses on like the relationship between Clara and like the family, and so like it's also kind of heartwarming in that instance because you're like, oh, you know, she's gotta, you know, she's basically becoming part of the family, but in the back of my head it's like, oh, but like also the family's like, you're not a real person,
Yeah.
you know, you're not like. We like you. You're part of the family, but like you're part of the family in the same way like a pet is part of the family. You know, it's like yeah, but like you know, at the end of the day, you're a robot, and it's like oh.
And sad. Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's not one of those. But you're part of the. By the end of the book, it's just like you're part of the family now because we love you, and you're the.
No. Nope.
It's a dystopian novel.
It is a dystopian.
I have read
novel.
exactly one dystopian novel that had a happy ending, and that was That Hideous Strength by C.S. Lewis, and it made up for it by being absolutely disturbing for most of the book.
Mm-hmm.
And just getting more and more disturbing, just layers upon layers of oh my gosh, that's the worst thing ever.
Oh, okay. And so, after all that, that brings me to the final book that I've been reading, the book that I'm currently reading right now, and have spent about 20 days on. The book is called Foundry Side. It is a fantasy novel that, from reading it, it is similar in a lot of ways to Mistborn, except I think the magic system might be better in my opinion, only because Mistborn's magic system is kind of like hard, and I think this might just be a me personally thing. Like this magic system's a bit softer, you know.
I prefer softer magic systems.
The whole thing is it's like, you know, there are these people and it's like, oh hey, you know, we have this magic system, this ancient technology where we can like write attributes on objects and change their things. Like we can just change their reality, right? So things like what's a good example? Oh, good example. They have like arrows. They got like crossbows, right? You scribe the arrow, or scribing is the term.
Yes,
you inscribe it on the arrow that it's like, oh, you're not just being shot out of this arrowhead. You've actually been falling for 10,000 feet, and you are at critical, like you have entered the Earth's atmosphere and are on fire. That is what you are doing, and you are moving at terminal velocity. And the thing is like, okay, cool. And so it's just like, like in a weaponry case, but like, you know, you can fashion cars and such because, you know, it's like, oh, you know, you don't need a motor. It's just like, oh, you are, once this thing goes like this, you can go like this. And it's like, okay, cool. Now you have a carriage that doesn't have any horses now. It's a car. It's a old-fashioned automobile. It's very interesting in that way, and it's kind of set up to be this kind of heist novel because we're following a character who is very much like
that magic system is that magic system almost gets to I am a stick.
Kind of a little bit, a little bit, a little bit more than you know. So yeah, we're following a thief. She has found this MacGuffin that could possibly change the realm around her due to, you know, being the coolest, baddest MacGuffin.
Yes, of course.
Naturally.
But the magic system is really interesting. The book itself has taken a very long time to get interesting to me, which makes me upset because
they're
like
trying to do the Brandon Sanderson thing where they have the big avalanche at the end, but Sanderson has a lot more going on.
Kind of a little bit. Like I am 200. No, I'm actually 300 pages. 300 something pages in.
Oh no.
I would say the book hasn't really started to get interesting until like maybe 100 pages ago. Right? It was taking me a while to just be like, okay, sit down, let me read this. Okay, all right, we got the thing, and then okay, all right, and like, I'm hoping that it's not just me being jaded and such, and I want to give this book a chance because like, magic system is very, very cool. I cannot stress this enough. Magic system is very cool. So because I want to see it through, because I want to feel like, because I've done this thing where I have like book one. I've read a lot of book ones this year, and I'm like, okay, which book ones do I want to like continue these trilogies for, and which ones am I just like, it's fine. I'll get to it eventually.
It's okay.
Yeah. So yeah. I'm keeping it up with Foundry Side. I should finish it pretty soon. I'll make sure to let y'all know if it sticks the landing, if it has a good ending or not. So yeah, we're getting ready for the big heist, because there's a big heist going on. They gotta get something from the place that's heavily guarded.
They have to go take down the Lord Ruler. I mean,
Not the Lord Ruler. It's a bit different. It's way less Victorian England. Like I don't know. It's weird because I feel like Mistborn has like kind of Victorian English-ish vibes.
Almost Bloodborne.
Almost Bloodborne-ish vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel that. This is a lot more Italian vibes.
Oh, Lies of P.
Yeah, kind of. Like
I'm down.
They have they don't. It's really funny because they don't have like, they have stilettos, which is like
it's a knife.
Yeah, that's what they call it. But in my head, I was like,
they're just like holding up shit.
Yeah! I'm like, oh, okay, all right. But it took me a second to be like, oh, okay, that's
I know it's a little stabby knife.
No, you didn't hear the pronunciation. Stiletto.
Yeah, there is a lot of like Italian sounding things in
Commedia dell'arte.
Yeah, Dandolo is one of the big houses. Candiano is another.
A little bit, almost Gentleman Bastards. A little bit.
Really? Okay.
Gentleman Bastards is very like this. The main city in the first, at least in the first book, is very much based on Venice. It's almost like Dickens and Venice mixed together.
This might be kind of similar then, based on reading.
That's fine. I definitely didn't also come to the same conclusion that Venice is a really cool place to make a fantasy city out of.
Believe it or not, if you have waterways in your city, believe it or not,
it just makes it cooler.
It does make it
Definitely
cooler.
didn't come up with that idea simultaneously or parallel with other authors.
Don't worry about the city possibly.
and thought I was so creative when it turns out that it's been done like 3 or 4 times at least.
So did you not watch Avatar: The Last Airbender?
It's fine.
Zach hates Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, I hate that Shyamalan movie.
What
you know
Shyamalan
what I
movie
mean.
are
You
talking
know
about?
darn well what I mean.
The Last Airbender.
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I remember the anime.
I remember the anime. They didn't make a movie out of it.
What anime? I remember a Western animated TV series.
No.
Well, you see that's the joke. You blundered into my joke.
Alright, so that's all I've been reading, aside from like the manga that I occasionally keep up with. Jedi Kaiju number 8. He's getting kind of crazy. He's getting kind of crazy in that. Yeah, so that's cool. On to things that I've been listening to. We already talked about it. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, GNX, good album. Way to shadow drop it. It was very fun. I think Dodger Blue and
Drake ain't coming back from this. folks.
I don't know. I wouldn't put it past him, but it will definitely be a stain on his legacy.
If he's trying to sue Spotify for having the freaking tracks up there.
Incredible, genuinely incredible.
I love UMG's just like, no. Stop.
What are you talking
What
about?
are you talking about, Drake? Get out of here. Stop that.
I just thought that.
What are you talking about? This is the best publicity we've ever had. Get out of here. We're making
like,
so much money.
At every juncture, like Drake just makes the worst choice.
Yeah.
Genuinely, he just makes the worst choice.
Actually, he's
should have just said nuh-uh.
Okay. Also, another LA artist that I listen to. In fact, in his own words, biggest in the city after Kenny. That's a fact now.
Oh.
I listened to Tyler the Creator's.
Oh,
when
I
it
need to
came
listen
out.
to that. I need to listen to that.
Very good, actually. I actually really like it personally. I think a lot of people were kind of negative on it.
My
When it
brother's
first
been
came out?
talking about.
My friend Allison,
Oh, really?
we talk. Me and my friend Allison talk about music a lot.
He's more willing to just sit down and listen to music than I am.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Me and my girlfriend, or sorry, me and my friend Allison, we're both big music buffs. I haven't listened to the Tyler album that she has, and she really enjoyed it. So
I thought it was good. I think people are like, it's not as good as some of his other albums,
Yeah.
but I still think that it is very, like, me personally, I still think this is like top half of his discography. If I'm not like, and I listened to his other albums in preparation, so I know what I'm talking about.
you have to build up.
Not the early stuff though. I ain't going back. I ain't listening to that. Yeah, Chromacopia, good album. I actually really enjoyed that one. If I had to pick a favorite song, probably it's gonna be either Saint Chroma or like Darling Eye, but a lot of good tracks on that album. It's a little slow in the middle, but it's like a good slow, not like it's not as upbeat, but it's still like very well done. Good album. I like it.
My friend was because I haven't listened to like any Tyler. But
Mhm.
when I was talking with my friend Allison, I was driving her home from the LGBT resource center, and I was driving her home, and we were just talking about music and stuff. And she's like, I told her I didn't listen to Tyler. And she's like, why you haven't listened to? And so immediately we put on Flower Boy.
Flower Boy, yeah.
Flower Boy's banger.
Great
of an
album.
Banger of an album, genuinely.
I think it's still very good to this day.
Yes.
Yeah. Check out one of my new favorite artists. Shout out to Spotify Rap. He ended up as one of my top 5 artists now. I saw a concert of him in November. It's Leon Thomas. He just came out with a new album in, I think it was September. But if you don't know who Leon Thomas is, did any of you ever watch Victorious?
I didn't watch
Or
it
in
well,
passing?
but
Once
I
or
like heard it in
twice.
passing.
Once or twice.
He was in that show.
Oh my gosh.
yeah. He plays Andre, but he's now a like producer and like he's got a couple of albums now as well.
The first Reddit result that comes up from searching his name is Leon Thomas is an incredible lyricist. They said the guy from Victorious.
I hate to introduce him as the guy from Victorious, but like
he is the guy from
but
Victorious.
He kind of is, but he's still pretty good. I like his new album. I think it's called Mutt. It's a R&B album, very good. I think the title track is all right, but like I think there's some other pretty good songs on that album. It was one of those. Yeah, good one. Another album that I listened to, just offhand, just came up in my. I've heard a couple of these songs from the artist, but I hadn't gone and listened back to this album. The artist is called Unknown Mortal Orchestra. I don't know if any of y'all have heard of them. They're kind of this like spacey kind of psychedelic rock band. I wouldn't go so far as to say psychedelic, but they're definitely more like indie rock, but kind of like I don't know how to describe genres. It's they play the guitar, but it's kind of like spacey, you know,
Spacey.
but not quite shoegazy.
John Carpenter?
Like the thing, John Carpenter.
Yes, that kind of music.
I don't know. I would say give it a listen though.
What band did you say this was against?
Unknown Mortal Orchestra. Unknown Mortal Orchestra. I would recommend giving them a listen. I listened to their album 2, which came out a decade ago. 2 is good. Very good. Very good. I've also been listening to 5 as well. They're not all. I just really like the ones that are Roman numeral ones. They have 2 other albums which I've given a listen to. They're also pretty good, but I think 2 and 5 are probably like up there. I think 2 is a little. But yeah, 2 is a good album. I like it. I actually, and this kind of goes into my other point. I have a vinyl player now.
Hey!
I could be one of those guys that's like, I have it on vinyl. And I actually picked up this album on vinyl as well, just on a whim, and it's very good, very very good. I really enjoy spinning that disc and listening to the album. It's good.
I'm not judging you. I have this sitting right there. It
Yeah.
has a vinyl player on it.
Yeah.
In fact, I had one that I used for years, and then the vinyl player part conked out, and so I bought a new one just to have the vinyl player,
Yeah.
so I can play all my vinyls.
Oh, nice. Oh, sick. I didn't even realize I was there. That's a nice little setup you got.
It is a nice setup.
Hmm.
Got a nice little music.
Cool. So yeah. Yeah, that's everything I've been listening to, everything I've done. Other than that, mainly it's just been work, if I'm being honest.
Fair.
I'm here for the next like week and a half though, so woohoo.
Not work.
Not work.
Yeah.
It's very nice. So it's very nice to just take a breather before the new year. But
Amen.
yeah, it's cool. That's cool. That's pretty much everything that I've done these past couple of weeks. Or past couple of months, I guess. So, while Mitchell's listening to Unknown Mortal Orchestra, too, I recommend.
I'm checking it. Right?
Hmm?
So I'm checking it out.
Yeah. I recommend it. So yeah, I'll pass it over your way, Mitch. What you been up to?
Well, I have not been up to very, very much. The main reason is that I went to go visit my cousin, and she's currently got like 3 little like stepchildren, and I forgot just how germy those little Nurgle worshippers are, and I got sick with the flu for like 2 weeks.
Oh,
Yeah, so, like I'm over the fever. I'm not infectious. I'm just dealing with a lingering cough.
yeah.
But yeah, for like 2 weeks, I'm just could not really do anything. So I got a nice short list because I was, bedridden.
Yep.
That's it.
That sounds about right.
But what I did do, so mainly while I was just kind of resting up, I watched a lot of YouTube. So it's a good thing that 4th episode of the Amazing Digital Circus came out, which is good.
Watched it yet, but I've heard it's very good.
Let's see. Hell of a Boss released their season finale,
Yes, need to watch that.
and there's a new episode of Monkey Wrench.
Oh.
4th episode of Monkey Wrench.
Wrench.
And you can go look at the view numbers of the Amazing Digital Circus and Hell of a Boss, and then there's Monkey Wrench. I want my show to have a break. For the listeners, I am wearing a Monkey Wrench ugly Christmas sweater.
I didn't even realize.
Oh my god.
There's a concert with Shrike from the not hit show Monkey Wrench. Nobody watches this. Please.
Watch it, please.
It's funny. You chose probably the best time to get sick. Those 3 things all came out while you were sick.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's like, okay. Let's see. I also found a couple of new abridged anime series for like 7 Deadly Sins and Goblin Slayer, which were actually pretty good.
Ooh, Goblin Slayer could be fun.
Goblin Slayer Abridged was actually really good. They take full advantage of the fact that he's just helmet all the time, and the dude just screams. He is just 100%. He is 150% insane screaming about how much he loves killing goblins.
Good. That's
Sounds
what.
about right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was pretty good. What else have I done? Palatro.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
I haven't beaten the
Game of the Year nominee Balatro.
Game of the Year winner in my heart. It would have been so funny.
It would have been hilarious.
It's like I almost beat like the 8th ante, but then
That would have been the villain winning.
yeah. Like I almost won. I had a really good build based around 2 pairs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because I have a card to increase the coins and every time I played a 2 pair, it increased the multiplier a little bit more.
Nice.
So it just kept getting stronger. But then on the 8th ante, I got this stupid fucking wall.
The wall.
Wall.
And you didn't buy the upgrade where you could switch
Change
out the ante.
It didn't pop up on that run. I never found it.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate. And I'm just like, stupid. It kills me every time. I never get past the wall.
The first time I won, I had a high card and pair centered deck.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it does make sense.
Just 1 card. I win poker.
Oh my
Like
god.
I think I had one.
It's so stupid.
I had one good high card run where I had a Joker it's like it counts every card you play out.
Yes.
So I can do high card and then just So I can just play like 5 high cards at once, and it's like, oh, that actually works.
Yep.
I'm too much of a basic bitch. Every time I play, I just do straight or not straights.
Flush.
Flush.
It's
Flush.
like, you're
too
a
easy.
gambler.
It's too easy.
Yeah, you're a gambler.
Now you got to get into that high card meta.
Oh yeah, I did do like a what was it, 3 of a kind or 4 of a kind run? Yeah, I did a 4 of a kind run because I just got one run where I was getting like I just got like 50 aces into my deck,
Yep.
and so I'm like 4 of a kind, 4 of a kind, 4 of a kind, 4 of a kind. So yeah, that
Oh,
one.
yeah,
was
that's
a fun
definitely
Giving a
Branko
blank
I
stare.
am so lost.
So Balatro is like a
I've never played
roguelike.
Balatro, no.
It's a roguelike.
Yeah, yeah.
Poker.
Poker.
The poker.
It's
I've
a
heard of
poker roguelike.
It's
Okay,
so
alright.
So-
Yeah, I'm playing poker by just
Yeah, do you
playing
like to
setting
gamble?
down a king.
Do I like to gamble?
You like to gamble? You like
no,
to gamble
no.
but not lose any money when you lose?
Yes, yes, I do.
Whoa, skibbity face.
Well, Jordan, do I have the game for you?
I don't know.
You
I
can
don't
play
know.
some poker and not lose anything.
I was like, I'm gonna get it on my phone, and then they released it on the phone,
Yep.
and I was like,
I got it on the phone.
You're
Like,
like,
got
no,
on the
no, no,
phone,
this
it's
is
like,
a
this is a little dangerous.
You're like, this is a
It's-
perfect phone game, so I'm gonna wait for it to come out on the phone, and then it comes out on the phone, and you're like,
yes, actually. That's $10. Listen,
Vampire Survivor is free.
that's what I'm saying.
And it is also just gambling. Both
Never
those
go
games
up.
do a really good job of simulating the good feelings of gambling without
Yes.
the bad feelings.
But that's the bad feeling. And that's why it's so good. You just get the good.
that game taught me more than anything that 99% of gamblers quit just before they hit a
Yes.
Gotta keep going. Gotta
keep going. Keep going.
Hey, speaking
End the
of,
night on a win.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, speaking of gambling, I made the mistake of starting Zenless Zone Zero. So speaking of gambling,
Yeah, speaking of gambling.
How is the fun anime waifu gambling game?
actually, pretty
good.
Pretty good, actually.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Shockingly good, actually. Unfortunately for me, it's actually
Unfortunately,
kinda good.
MiHoYo makes really good games.
Unfortunately, it's actually pretty good.
Is that Genshin money?
Yeah. Yeah. So I finally decided to play it because of the Bernice trailer, of all things, where I'm like, because people describe it as like, Bernice is like the TF2 Pyro, but an anime girl, and I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm in. It's like, you got me.
Is Pyro a woman?
What if?
No, according to game theory, Pyro is a homosexual man.
Game
That's
theory
what
is
it's
never
about.
That was a
wrong.
real video.
I love you, game theory.
That was a
Never
real
changed.
video.
Yeah, here, that's it. This is their trailer.
Oh, that's right.
And then,
Oh.
this part wasn't official.
Okay, yeah. It's... Dang it.
Incredible. Okay.
Yeah,
I
so the
remember
Bernice
seeing
trailer
that
was just
trailer.
a brain rot dance video.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, I respect the audacity.
Yes.
Or play it. So then, I actually do have a team now, where I got like their free 5-stars that they just released. They released like 2 new 5-star characters. One is like
Jeez.
a Virgil Fox Girl. What if Virgil was a Fox Girl?
Wait.
That's
Pause. Wait. That's another 3 words in a string.
What if Virgil was a Fox Girl?
You get to do judgment cuts!
Yes, actually.
Does she have a lawn chair? That's my
That's-
I mean, she does in the memes.
perfect.
Hang on,
Perfect.
I gotta
Listen.
remember ZZ.
Listen. I love that people play Devil
May Cry 5
They get confused when there's no lawn
Where's
chair.
the fucking lawn chair?
What? Where is it?
Where is it?
Where's his chair?
Hang on, I gotta see if I have
If you want it, you'll have to take it. Come on, Virgil. Give me the Yamato.
Yeah, so Virgil Fox Girl is like one character they released, but then they also released a free 5-star, which is a drug addict who has a bow and arrow that turns into two swords.
That sounds about right.
And I'm like, he's pretty cool. So I'll just take him because I don't want to gamble right now.
Fair.
Something out of rule.
I gotta save up for when Bernice gets back in rotation. I want the crazy.
Spend the
pirate.
big bucks.
Big bucks.
Time to go gambling.
I can't find the one scene I'm looking for with that one.
Listen, apparently
Foxcrow Virgil.
they're very kind to free-to-play players, and they suck the whales dry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, so
All
far
right.
I have not really lost any money on that, so on ZZZ, so that's pretty cool.
I have dipped my toe into
If you
each
don't
of
care
those
about
games.
min-maxing, ZZZ is pretty fun. Don't.
min-max.
Yeah. And then the other
Never
character I
min-max.
have is that I've kind of been using is this twink cat boy, but he has a charge blade.
Oh.
Like he has a sword and shield, and I'm like, he looks kind of boring. But then I rolled him, and I'm like, I guess I'll just see what he does. Hold up a second.
Neuron activated.
And then it's like,
The blade.
and then do your special move, and it's like, hold up a second, that's the charge blade. He's my new favorite character, and now I have him decked out.
Is this Monster Hunter?
It's like,
All
if they
roads
put
lead
Monster
back to-
Hunter in my action Coomer
It's
game,
more likely than you think.
All roads lead back to Monster Hunter.
it's like, he's my new favorite character. Hang on, I got the Foxcrow Virgil up on.
Yep. Yeah.
That's Foxcrow Virgil. Look at that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Virgil.
Yeah.
That's a Virgil.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Even then. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So everyone's crying on the subreddit, like, I can't believe I failed the 50-50 for my cat girl Virgil. And I'm just like over here, like, hey, I like that. And I'm like, I'm over here, like, I like my stupid free character. I like having money.
Oh boy. All right.
So yeah, quite unfortunate, but ZZZ is actually kind of fun, guys.
It is unfortunate.
Let's see, what else have I done? I played a little bit of Monster Hunter. We played a little
Yes,
bit.
yes, that's right. Yeah, we do.
Aaron, we got you fighting the
Yeah.
big purple monster that kicks your butt every time.
Oh my god. There's a that one was rough.
What do they call it? Magnamalo.
Yeah, Magnamalo.
Is this Rise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Monster
Gotcha.
Hunter Rise. Yeah, he's like the big flagship monster, so he's pretty super hard.
Yeah, we at first I was the party leader for some reason. And I was put in charge of like choosing the missions, and so I was like, well, what should I choose? And Mitchell was just like, oh, just choose anything.
It's
So
like,
I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
just choose whatever.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I choose like the 2 stars or whatever, like the little baby missions. And so we're like, we do a couple of those, and I'm like, oh, this
Yeah,
is
you
much
felt like-
easier than I remember.
Yeah, you felt like a Baroth, which
Yeah.
is like from Try, so he's got really basic moves.
I'm like,
And then you jump immediately next into Magnamalo.
into Magnamalo right after. I'm like,
Whoa, this dude's got moves. Whoa, he doesn't stop. He doesn't just stop and sit still for 10 seconds.
He
at a time.
doesn't. No, he does not. Oh my god. Yeah, but that was so funny.
Yeah,
What is
fighting-
this? An
Now I
Elden
know.
Ring boss?
Yeah, fighting like early gen monsters is a turn-based RPG. Fighting the new ones is you gotta make your turn.
Yeah. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, that was so much fun.
Yeah, and yeah,
If
you
this
got
were from
you managed to
Software,
make
there would be
his
people
weapon for it,
complaining.
right?
What's that?
You managed to make his weapon. I
Yeah.
think.
Nice.
Sounds good. A little bit of Rise. Let's see. Played a little bit more of Space Marine.
Yeah. Shoot those bugs.
Shoot those bugs. I did a few of the multiplayer co-op missions just to see what class I liked,
Mm-hmm.
and I really liked Bulwark.
Ooh, Bulwark's good.
I'm like, ooh, I can be a melee class in a shooting game.
Yes,
with
you can.
big shield.
Yes, you can.
Say less. I like this. I
I like Bulwark, I like Heavy, and I like Vanguard.
Vanguard.
Vanguard's fun.
Just
Just jump around everywhere and hit them with a big hammer.
I've also been doing a little bit of tactical just because it's like the jack of all trades. It's like, yeah, it does a little bit of anything.
Yep.
And then you all get, then when the team gets swarmed, I can just throw out my scan, and then they all die immediately.
Yep. I need to.
I'm helping.
Unfortunately for me, the first DLC, the first cosmetic DLC is the Night Angels, and I'm like, oh dang it, that's one of my favorites. Oh, I'm gonna have to buy
The
that.
green ones.
Yeah.
The Dark Angels.
Dark Angels, love them. Dark Angels are the best. My favorite Space Marine Legion.
Yeah, now I gotta read up on like lore and stuff, trying to figure out what faction
Yes.
I like.
As long as it's not the Ultramarines, I don't care.
Okay.
Ultramarines are just the Blueberry Boy
I'll get
Scouts.
the blueberries.
Blueberry
But that's
Boy
what we're
Scouts.
playing against. We're playing against the blueberries.
Yeah,
That's all I got access to right now.
The unfortunate thing is that they're the biggest legion. They're the most popular
Yeah,
legion.
I guess they're
and
kind
in-
of like the base.
Yes, they are. And in the lore, like the only aesthetic wise, the only thing they got going for them is like a little bit of a Roman legion thing, which is kind of cool. But in the lore, they're boring because they're just efficient and good at their jobs.
They don't have any
That's
weird
awful.
perks that.
I know, it's terrible. They need to have some dark thing with them, like the Blood Angels, where they go crazy eventually. Because they start to see everyone as Horus, who killed their Primarch. And they have a genetic thing in them that once their Primarch was killed by Horus, something broke inside them, and now eventually they all go crazy and see everything as Horus. That Xeno over there, that Tyrannid, that's not a Tyrannid, that's Horus. Kill him.
All these orcs running around, that's just a whole lot.
That's a
of
whole
orcs.
bunch of Horus. Kill them all.
Kill every single one of them.
Kill every single one of them. Also, they drink blood.
Edgy.
Night Angels, they have my favorite one because they're aesthetic. Freaking cool. They're like medieval knights and also like a deep green. It's really cool. They have a thing where there were guys, we don't have any traitors in our legion. Shut up. There's no traitors in our legion. There's no traitors.
Which one is this?
Night Angels.
Yeah.
There's no traitors.
No traitors.
No traitors.
Totally.
We will kill you. You know about a traitor? I'm gonna kill you.
I don't know. There are no
Exterminatus.
traitors.
Exterminatus this place.
Love it over at Joe.
Love it. Love it.
I am, and because of that, I've been watching. Also watched some Emperor Headed TTS.
Yes.
Because of this book. Make him confess.
The Emperor text to speech is so funny.
Such a shame.
It's so funny. It's a shame that Games Workshop had to be
Had
just.
to be buttholes.
Yep.
And be big old buttholes.
But you can
about it.
still watch all the series that he made.
Just know that's never getting an ending.
No.
And boy, does it end in a bad place.
Dang.
Rip.
Copyright.
It just that series solidified my choice of the Custodians are my favorite. Because in Emperor Text to Speech, Custodians just start doing JoJo references out of nowhere. And it's the funniest JoJo reference I've ever seen.
So it's the one guy that just like slides around because he's all oiled up. He just slides in on ramp. Just like in the street. Yes, my emperor. For me, it was with the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Oh, Mechanicus is great.
It's like, you do realize that access denied. Like, I like the Adeptus Mechanicus. They're funny little boys.
They are.
They're little weirdos.
Apparently, just a pain in the butt to paint.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Because they got all the weird mechanical stuff coming out of them.
Yeah, I'm sure they're a pain in the butt.
Because they're all part toaster.
They're all part toaster.
Yeah.
They all want to bang toasters.
Yes. As soon as I discovered the weakness of my flesh, I was disgusted.
I
And I
was
craved the strength and certainty of steel.
One day, that body you call a temple will aid and fail you.
He's got the whole
But
thing.
I am already saved.
He's got the whole thing.
You will beg my God to save you. Even in death, I serve the Omnissiah. Yeah, I do have most of that. It's a banger.
Was
It
it
is.
just revealed that like the Omnissiah is like a chaos god or something?
That's heresy.
That's heresy. That's heresy.
That's heresy. How dare you?
No. The Omnissiah is just what the Mechanicus call the God Emperor. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Definitely not separate.
Totally not separate. Don't worry about it. Anyway.
Don't listen. We can't get rid of the crazy machine Mars cultists because they're
They-
the only ones who know how our guns work.
That's heresy.
Yeah,
I'm
of
sorry. Do
course.
you enjoy having guns? Must be nice to not. Must
There
be
was-
nice. Shame if something happened.
There was literally a guy who figured out how to get these big giant walkers running, and then he died.
And no one knows how to
And
get
no one
running
knows
again,
no one knows
so-
how to get them running again. So they just leave them on, and they just corral them into a pen and they just run around because they can't. If they stop them, they don't know how to turn them back on.
We just have them run around in circles or hamster wheel generators
Yes.
until you need them for battle. Then you have to go corral them back out. Yeah.
Yep.
I was disgusted.
Listen,
I crave.
there's no
certainty
AI
of
either. There's no AI.
Yeah, no AI. That's
No,
a real human brain.
That's a
in
human
there.
brain there, so
That's a
it's
real
not.
human
So it's
brain.
not artificial. We plugged a human brain into the computer, therefore it's not artificial intelligence.
Hey guys, look, I made this picture. How does it
Gillimon.
Guy's got 3 hands.
So Gillimon, you'll protect me, right?
Maybe. I'm just so depressed.
So Gillimon, give me Mars, and I will give you the galaxy. You'll protect me from all right. Call, is this an AI? No.
No,
Why is he talking about taking over Mars? No, that's weird.
that's weird. Don't worry about it. It's
I wouldn't worry about it. It's like, you're not making AI, are you? No, that would be heresy. Gilman, you and I both know that would be heresy. That doesn't answer my question, Call.
Are you making AI? That would be heresy.
Doesn't answer my question, Call.
It would be heresy.
But it would be heresy, Gilman. You and I both know that. You and I both know you would have to kill me if that was AI.
40K is great.
So weird. But yeah. So of course I've had to catch up on Emperor TTS. I've watched some more Adeptus Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yes, great podcast.
Great. Let's see. The only other thing I played was I got around to Hogwarts Legacy.
Hey,
Hey,
that's
pretty
a
fun.
that's a fun video game.
Yeah, it's a fun little Harry Potter game. And then the game was like, hey, look at this big old open world we got that you can ride around on your broom and explore. And I'm like, oh wow, that's great. You shouldn't have. No, really, you shouldn't have. I don't give a shit about this. I want to go back to school.
I mean,
Can I go back to Hogwarts now?
and they're like, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess.
Like, we have all this other stuff for you to do. It's like, yeah, no, I don't care.
I will say, like, that game's open world just scratches that Ubisoft checklist itch for me.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm probably just not gonna mess with it till after I beat the story.
That's fair.
Unless I just like need more inventory space or whatever.
Yep, Merlin trials are easy.
Learned that. A lot of Hogwarts Legacy. I think I spent more time customizing my wand than I did my main character.
That's
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Let's see what else. Yeah, there was something on the tip of my tongue. I lost it. No, wait, the poaching thing. The Fantastic Beasts thing where you go catch animals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the anti-poaching thing. It's like you gotta save the animals from the poachers by poaching the animals first.
You're
And then when you have too many,
poaching them, you're just
Re-
putting them in a zoo.
you're just putting them in a wild. You're poaching
Your own personal zoo.
Your
in the
rescuing
real
Your own
life.
personal zoo. Wait a
Yes,
minute.
your own personal-
Wait a minute.
Yeah, wait a minute. And then it's like, oh, you ran out of room. You gotta sell some of your animals to not the black market.
Not the black market.
Don't worry, they're finding them good homes or safely release them back in the wild where they will be in danger of being poached
I
again.
have to say,
Okay. Don't worry about
Yeah, no.
it. About it.
It's just a reason for you to go around collecting magical animals.
Yes.
It's just their Fantastic Beast tie-in.
Yeah.
Their excuse is just really, really stupid.
It is. It is.
But it's like, I do want to have a Puffs King though. So I guess.
But which house? Which house?
Oh, I'm Hufflepuff.
You get one of the good missions then.
Oh yeah. It's
Ravenclaw got gypped, and I'm mad about it. Hufflepuff gets to go to frickin' Azkaban.
It's like you walk down a hallway for like 30 feet.
Yeah,
not
but it's
super-
still Azkaban.
It is kind of.
And Ravenclaw gets, okay, you can go look at the stars with your friend. Wow, those sure are some stars. We're the smart house, don't you know?
Like I did go through like the opening for each house just to see what it's like, and it's like Slytherin. Seems damp. I don't like this room. Then I tried like Gryffindor, and I'm like, nah, it's just We've seen
Basic.
Gryffindor.
Basic.
We've seen Gryffindor for 7 movies.
Yes.
It's like, what about Ravenclaw? Nerds.
Yes.
Hate these nerds. Going to Hufflepuff.
Don't even know what that is, but I'm going with it.
I'm going. You know what? I'm going to Hufflepuff. That's my house anyway. I'm gonna stick to my guns and go with my house. Ah, yeah, Hobbit hole. It's like, ah, shit. Hufflepuff gets a Hobbit hole. I'm in.
Dang it. That's good. That's
Unfortunately,
good.
I think my classmates are the most annoying. I didn't like any of the Hufflepuff NPCs that they make you talk to.
Well, luckily, when you do their side quests, you can just completely screw them over right at the end, and the game doesn't care. You can do this whole fetch quest for a kid, like to find her like little her toy
Gobs.
that her toys, and you go at the end. And it's like, I found your gobstones. Oh, thank you so much. Actually, I'm keeping them. What?
Screw you.
And then the game's just like, you did it. Good job.
Good job, buddy.
That sounds about right.
Yes.
Yeah. I also don't know why they still make the killing curse such a big deal. I've seen the skill tree. I know I can turn someone into an explosive barrel and chuck them at their friends.
That's true. That's true.
It's like, I don't know why you still think the killing curse is unforgivable when I'm over here committing war crimes.
Don't worry about it.
I'm committing war crimes at the ripe age of 15.
Those don't count. Those don't count.
Those don't count. Those don't count. You can't prove that he was a person.
Exactly. You threw an explosive barrel
Fair.
at someone. That's
You can't prove that that was a person before.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Rolling with it.
Nobody, no crime. See, that's the problem. Avada Kedavra leaves corpses. Transfiguration murder?
None.
Nobody. You can't prove that there was a person here.
Oh man, Jeremy he just disappeared one
Oh,
day.
weird.
I don't know what happened.
Don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened. And as he drinks out of a goblet. No idea.
No idea.
By the way, did you know that they're still somewhat sentient? That people are still somewhat sentient when they get transfigured into objects. Weird stuff, isn't it?
It's like sometimes you can still hear them whispering in your mind.
What is this, freaking Animorphs?
Jeez.
I was thinking of like the one Elder Scrolls story where it's like a dude put like Soul Gem from like a dead god into a pin to auto write for him AI style. And like, but the god does too good of a job and he's like super acclaimed, so he tries to like write his own stuff, but it just doesn't compare anymore. And every time he picks up a pen, it somehow is the magic pin, and it just keeps outwriting him, and it's just like, you'll never escape me. You'll never be good enough. He tried to write the most boring, awful dribble it was, and he sent it in, and they're like, oh man, this is amazing. He doesn't even know what he's writing anymore.
Marwin predicted AI.
He's like, he tries to write someone for help. He's like, you gotta help me. I'm going crazy. You gotta help me get rid of this thing. You're like, oh man, it was so good to hear from you. I'm glad things are going so well for you. I'm so glad that you are so happy and nothing is wrong. Well, let's see. That is everything from me. Because again, I was just bedridden for 2 weeks, so
Yeah.
nice shirt for me.
Okie dokie.
And let's see. I'm leaving shortly after Christmas to go to Africa.
Ooh.
So I got another trip planned. So
Nice.
for a month. So yeah. I'm gonna get a break from Monster Hunter until I get back.
Gotcha.
Well, by then Wilds will come out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know how optimized that's gonna be for PC.
Fair enough.
I still got time.
But then again, Capcom releases have been pretty decent on PC lately.
Like they usually are, but people did report a lot of trouble with the PC. Yeah, I'm kind of starting to realize like I have to play Hogwarts Legacy on medium, and I'm like, but my PC's not that old, is it? No, actually, it kind of is.
It's kind of old.
Oh no.
I would
like to face off against monsters in the latest Monster Hunters and not against Cybertrucks. So I will. I will hopefully be upgrading.
Yes.
I'm almost at 5 years now.
Mine is a year, but it wasn't like the highest end.
Yeah, I think mine will be 5 next summer. So it's about that time.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Not that time. 2060 Super, it's pretty good, but you know. Well, in hindsight, it'll probably last a bit longer. I barely play new games, so
Yeah.
I'm catching up on the games that came out a decade ago.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like Fallout 4.
Hey, with Fallout 4, you can play Fallout London, the new mod that came out, which is a full Fallout game, fully voiced and everything.
Wow! Oh my god, that's insanity! I just need this. Oh wait, I wonder if Fallout 4 is on sale for the winter sale.
It might be, actually.
I have it on PS4.
It's Fallout 4, probably is.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I think probably my favorite part of Fallout 4 was that Bethesda, after they made it, realized how big of a mistake it was to do like the fully voiced like the disembodied like dialogue options that they immediately went back to it with Starfield.
They're like, oh, this is a bad idea.
And don't worry, that fixed Starfield. That made Starfield great, right?
Uh-huh.
Right? Starfield was great. Everybody loves Starfield.
Everybody.
I wanted it to be so much better than it was. It was gonna be the good No Man's Sky. Don't you understand? It was gonna be the good No
But
Man's
I thought
Sky.
the good No Man's Sky was modern No Man's Sky.
No.
Aaron, you're 0 for 2 on that. I'm so sorry. It's okay. Give it like a decade.
I got rug pulled twice. This can't keep happening. This can't keep happening. It's okay though. Hello, Games new game.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be well. It's basically No Man's Sky, but it's all one planet. So it's basically like completely uncharted planet. You got procedurally generated. You just can go in any direction you want, do whatever you want.
Don't worry, it'll be fine this time.
I think it's Leave No Fire or Leave No. I'm trying to remember the name, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard the name. I can't remember it.
It's like fantasy, so it's like basically you can go around this entirely procedurally generated world, and it's like an RPG with like a leveling system, and like you can do things probably.
Everything's an RPG nowadays.
Yeah.
Back in my day, RPGs meant we had colored hair and went to kill God.
Quote unquote RPG.
Yeah.
As in, we have a couple numbers.
Yeah, there's some numbers in there.
Listen, number go up. The people love it.
Number go up. It's true. True. Number go up. Feel
I think it's gonna be great though, and I don't think it's gonna disappoint at all, and I think everyone's gonna love it universally.
I think you should keep that out.
I think
hang on to that optimism.
Speaking of real RPGs, Baldur's Gate 3 is getting yet another patch.
Again?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
It's not done. My goodness, they love that game.
Maybe by the time I finish the game, they'll be done.
Maybe.
But they're putting in crossplay. Finally, they're finally getting crossplay in.
Oh, does this mean I might need to pick up Baldur's Gate 3?
Baldur's Gate 3 is freaking good.
So I've heard.
It's really good.
Skibbity.
Aaron, you have to stop.
W Riz.
Needs
You need to be stopped.
Everybody who says otherwise is Delulu.
Oh no. Oh, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna die from brain rot.
Yeah.
I spread it to you all now. Now you, in your casual language, will find yourself saying it without any control. You're gonna be like, "Whoa, dude, that video you just showed me was so skibbity. It was so Riz." Wait, what am I saying? No! Oh God!
It's the rot is setting in. It's setting in.
The scarlet brain rot.
Oh man. You have anything more, Mitchell?
No, I'm
All
all
right.
right. Move on.
Oh boy, it's me. Bunch of stuff because it has been a decent bit.
Yeah.
I'll start with books. I read one of the short stories in The Dubliners, James Joyce. And yeah, it's a James Joyce short story where it's just about a boy who someone died and he's sad about it, and he talks to some ladies who knew the person and they say different things about him than he expected.
Yeah, that's James Joyce.
That's James Joyce.
Well,
That's it. That's the story.
all right.
Woohoo! Fantastic. I read a little bit of Dune, a little bit more of Dune, and I was thinking maybe during Thanksgiving break I can finish this before Wind and Truth comes out. And then Thanksgiving break ended up being very, very, very busy, and so I didn't finish Dune before Wind and Truth came out. Speaking of Wind and Truth, it's really good. I'm not very far in.
Okay.
It's very good.
Okay.
It's also the biggest book he's ever written.
Yeah.
How long is it?
It is like 1,500 pages. It is massive.
All right.
It is huge.
I asked for it for Christmas, so I specifically held off on buying it.
There you
so
go. There you go.
If it's under the tree, I'll post in the Discord.
My favorite part of that book is when Kaladin stabbed that guy.
Yes. Yes. I too enjoyed that part.
That's a good part.
I can't wait to get to the Zeth flashbacks.
Yeah, it's weird when Seth and Kaladin started making out like
It
that.
was really weird.
I thought it was a weird choice. It's a weird choice.
It was really weird. It was really weird, honestly.
That was long.
And then Nightblood and Syl started making out.
Oh, okay.
And then freaking the main character of Elantris showed up out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
And he Elantris all over the place.
Yeah. And Tress, she came with the
She came
Emerald
with
Sea.
the entire Emerald Sea.
Wow.
And both Yumi and the Nightmare Painter.
That's crazy.
There was even a Frugal Wizard.
Oh, that's incredible.
But no Sunlit Man. I was real disappointed
That was
about
disappointing. That was actually great.
He's not there. He's the only one.
The joke is that the Sunlit Man, the character from the Sunlit Man, is in Wind and Truth.
What?
Yes, the main character from the Sunlit Man is a character from Stormlight.
Huh?
Yes,
Should probably read the Sun of the Man.
it's very good.
Like, yeah, I just know there's like a dozen characters I've already missed, and
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I try and catch up a little bit more while I'm on.
So
Ramses.
yeah,
I do have one Goblin Slayer Bridge clip to try and sell y'all
Oh, boy.
on.
I'm here for it.
Okay, whatever. This mission will help take out the Demon Lord. We need your help. No. Just hear me out for a second. No. Hundreds of lives are at stake.
Let me talk to him. He probably can't understand you. A strict diet of vegetables corrodes the brain. Let me try to make a coherent pitch. Goblin, goblin, big goblin, bad goblin. No. Why stop? Keep going. Goblin.
It's actually pretty good.
Yep. But Wind and Truth is on hold because I need to read other things first because Christmas. I need to read A Christmas Carol. So because I read that every year. Read through the first two staves. Was supposed to read one yesterday, and I ended up doing something else, which I'll talk about. So I'm one behind, but I can catch up easy. It's not very long.
I'm also trying to find a clip from Seven Deadly Sins Abridged to sell y'all on.
Nice.
So yeah, give me 1 minute. Keep going.
Will do. I got plenty. I also when I was at Barnes and Noble, because I work entirely too close to Barnes and Noble and I spend too much money. It is dangerous. But they have these, a lot of times they have these little pocket editions of books. And so that's the version of Christmas Carol I read every year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's very nice, and it has the illustrations and everything.
Okay.
They have one. Went over there and I saw one, and it was The Nutcracker, written by Alexander Dumas.
That's my man.
Yeah. So I picked that up and I started reading it, and it's good. It's good.
Interesting.
Yes. And then real quick on diversion into music, I listened to The Nutcracker,
Oh,
the ballet by Tchaikovsky.
Tchaikovsky, yes.
Tchaikovsky, yes.
Tarkovsky, no. Tarkovsky, yes.
It is freaking fantastic, and there's way more from that I recognized Then I realized, and then I remembered. Oh yeah, it's Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky wrote like half the familiar classical tunes that we know. But my favorite one is one that isn't actually particularly well known. The Pas de Deux. It was a friend of mine. Really likes the Nutcracker, and that was the part that she said is her favorite part, and I was like, oh, that's good. That's really good. So yeah.
So I got a clip real quick.
Oh boy.
Oh, Captain, I think it's time I return something to you.
Oh, I swear to God, Merlin, it better not be something I could have used a long time ago.
It's something you could have used a long time ago. Your sacred treasure, Lust Vein.
Oh, yeah, baby. Welcome back to Daddy. Oh, don't cry. Don't cry, baby. Daddy knows you missed him.
I dislike the energy present in the studio today. Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Take a bite, kick him out of the kitchen.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
So yeah, Some Deadly Sins Bridge, also actually pretty good.
Yeah. People have started figuring out a bridge series besides just DBZ and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, besides just DFS. Yeah, Kaiser really raised the bar.
Yes.
Of, like, quality level.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's still the king.
Mm-hmm.
Even though when you, like, go see the, like, TFS behind the scenes, Kaiser is always like, oh man, I could have done it so much better. Like, shut the fuck up.
Shut up,
You
it
are
was
the-
great.
You are the gold standard. Shut your mouth.
Self
Be proud of yourself.
self criticism. It's a struggle.
It's hell of a drug.
Yes. So let's see. In terms of games, I beat Alan Wake 2.
Hey, let's go.
That game is fantastic. It is also
so good.
entirely too long.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, the DLC helped because it broke up the gameplay.
Yeah.
Because the main issue with the game being too long is that the gameplay itself just doesn't really support a game of this length.
Yeah.
But when you break it up with a little Night Springs chapter where it's wacky and goofy, or a whole section in the lake house where it's a lot more control, then it's like, okay, that's a good break from the main game. So I haven't done the New Game Plus run yet. I'm gonna let that sit for a while before I go back to it.
All right.
And then get the true ending. But yeah, that was a great game. Fantastic. I can't believe Sam Lake tricked everybody into building up his studio, his own video game studio, and making each game more successful than the last. Also, that he could get us all to watch a 7-minute short film with him as the main character.
Yes. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, of course not. It was great. After that, I kind of jumped between a bunch of games because I spent so freaking long on Alan Wake 2. So my brain is like, I don't know what to do. So I played a little bit of Hogwarts Legacy. I got to Winter because that's what I wanted to do.
Hey.
Because Crimbus.
Yeah.
Crimbus.
Yeah, I also managed to
Crimbus.
speedrun my way to Christmas.
Yes. So I did that. Only a little bit. Played a little bit of Assassin's Creed Mirage, just a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I played a decent amount of the demo for Metaphor ReFantazio.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Very good game.
The new not Persona.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's the new Persona. It's a Persona game.
Yeah. Yes, it is a Persona game. It is a Persona game that's pretending it's not a Persona
Yes, yes, exactly.
I would definitely play it at some point.
It's a very good game. Very
I just
good.
gotta beat
game.
Abigail and Strikers. I want to play Strikers. Because Haru's in Strikers, so I gotta play Strikers.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
She
That's
actually
hard.
gets like actual screen
Screen
time.
Because like, that's kind of the main selling point. It's like, do you like Haru? Do you wish you had more screen time? Go play Strikers.
Go play Strikers.
She's
It's
in
also,
from the
it's
get-go, so she
there.
also
actually
the
gets moments.
canonical sequel to P5.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It is a canonical
have to.
sequel, just like a P4 Arena is a canonical sequel to P4.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
it
actually
is?
did.
Yes, it is.
Oh, shoot.
I actually did just pick up P4 Ultimax
Hey.
on sale for like $10.
Nice.
But now I have to learn how to play a fighting game, and I'm not really.
It's an easy
Me
one.
with guilty
They made it for
Okay.
people. They made it so that people who
Me
only
trying
play
to learn
Persona
fucking-
games can get through the story.
Okay, good. Because I'm like, okay, so like, how does the moves work? Where's the tutorial? And it's just text box. It's just a list of text boxes. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, I don't know if I like this game. Ooh, man, I'm real glad I picked this up for $8.
Then you
What
play
is
the
now
Naruto
to
and it's
medium
so
punch?
much fun.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh man, this looks terrible. Good thing I picked it up for $8.
Yep.
Dragon Punch.
I prefer the Japanese title, which is Persona 4 Arena: The Ultimate Suplex Hold.
Is that what it's really?
That's what it's called in Japan. It's
Honestly,
great.
I probably just see if there's like a guide on YouTube somewhere
Yeah.
that explains it better
Yeah,
than just
yeah,
not having to
that's-
read a diction.
That's what you're gonna have to do. Look, Arxis hadn't figured out tutorials yet at that point. But yeah, I bought Silent Hill 2 on Black Friday
Hey.
for like $30.
Oh shoot!
And I was like, all right, I want to play it. And then I get home after work, and I'm like, I am too exhausted to play this game. Or I get home really late, and I'm like, no, I'm too exhausted. I need to play something else. And so I haven't played it yet.
But now you have a 2-week break.
Now I do have a 2-week break, so we'll see. But I also have to read Oliver Twist because we're going to be doing that in my class.
Oh.
soon, which is going to be fun. Oliver Twist is great.
Just
Love
do
it.
it at the same time. Read and play Silent Hill.
I don't think that's how that works. I'll be honest.
It's like the new Brain Rock with the Subway Surfer. It's like, so you're
Yes.
reading in one hand and you're
Yes.
You just mod in like passages of Oliver Twist 2. That like every time it's like you go to read like a document in game, instead it's just like a
It's
chapter or
Of
two
Oliver Twist.
Oliver
Yes.
Twist.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
funny.
There we go. Yeah, that would work really well for Alan Wake.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be fun. But yes, I found I need to get away from this freaking addicting game because I was like going through some PC games and I was like, you know, I want to play Civ again because you know Civ 7 is coming out pretty soon. Whoever's running the Twitter accounts, I don't know what they're doing. Most of the posts are fine. It's just like, hey, here's a new leader for this one. America has Benjamin Franklin and Harriet Tubman. That's awesome. Don't look at the comments for the Harriet Tubman.
Yeah, don't look at it.
Don't because people just can't help themselves.
Yeah.
Then you get one where the tweet was and I quote, "Prospector hits the gritty in new Civilization 7."
That's incredible. We need more of that. We need more of that.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Thankfully, I don't think it's a Fortnite dance. I don't think it's actually a Fortnite dance that the animation is. I
That's
think it's
disappointing.
just like the Happy Prospector dance, get the gold. But yeah.
everything will be subsumed in.
But I was like, you know what? I never was able to play Civ 5 on a good PC because that was back when I was playing on a frickin' MacBook.
That reminds me of y'all's. Sorry, I'm interrupting, but Johnny Silverhand is getting a Fortnite skin.
Is in Fortnite, Mariah Carey's
Like,
in
I
Fortnite,
can't
Skippy
believe
Toilets in
I
Fortnite?
can't believe the Corpos managed to snag Johnny Silverhand.
No!
You know that Johnny Silverhand would hate this.
This is
I
a
mean,
player
He
one.
would hate
I
this.
can't wait to play as the character from Skibbity Toilet and kill Mariah Carey and Johnny Silverhand.
And Goku.
And go
All-
with the Jordans.
All at the MLK Memorial.
Oh God! Oh.
Remember they turned off emotes in the
Yeah.
MLK Memorial?
It's probably the smartest thing they did.
Because people were just freaking Fortnite dancing all over.
Oh my God!
So
Hey,
smartest
at
thing they did,
listen,
minus just
listen.
not doing that in the first place.
There's worse memorials that it could have been. It could have been the Holocaust and it could have been
Oh.
Emmett Till, and those would have been worse.
Oh God! Oh, here it is. Prospector hits the gritty in Civilization.
Yes,
7.
there it is. Yes.
Sheesh. Sheesh. No, he's not hitting the gritty at all.
No.
He's just dancing.
No.
He's literally just dancing.
yeah.
But they freaking they titled it Prospector hits the gritty.
Yep. Brain rot has infected everything. But no, I was like, you know, I never got to play Civilization 5 on a good PC. And that game, the freaking leader backgrounds were incredible. absolutely incredible.
Mhm.
Like, but when I played, they were just still screens because MacBook is not very good at running
Right.
games.
Yep.
And so I was like, maybe I should do that. And then I looked at my PC, and then the freaking EA app pulled up a little ad that said, "Hey, Sims 4 has a big sale on expansion packs right now."
We spent $1,000 on The Sims.
And so I was like, oh no. And so I bought a couple expansion packs for The Sims.
Oh. For The Sims?
For The Sims 4. And then I played The Sims. And I was up till like 3 a.m. yet last night playing The Sims.
Oh. You get it now.
No, I knew. I
Okay,
played it
alright.
before, and I get it. And it's like, oh no, this is, it is one more turn from or one more day from Persona, but so much worse because it's just like little tiny actions that you do. Oh, let me do this. Oh, hold on. Let me have him read that. Okay, well, I can finish out the rest of the day. Well,
I gotta see what they do tomorrow.
Tomorrow's a holiday, so I gotta do the holiday.
Yeah, I gotta see what's up then.
My Sim's almost done with high school. Let me finish that out. Let me finish it out.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, it's bad. So I'm going to actively try to play something else today. But I need to finish Christmas shopping anyway, so it's fine.
Okay, those days, only 2 days away.
Only 2 days away. Get all those last minute sales.
Alrighty, people. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Santa's here.
Then in real life, I did I did the play Happy Hollandaise. I had a freaking Cockney accent the whole time, and oh boy, it was fun.
Oh, I'm so mad I missed that.
You missed the Cockney accent.
So mad.
Wait, did you see Mousetrap?
I don't think so. When was that?
Mousetrap was in February.
In February, I was probably already going on something.
Okay, yeah. Because I also did Cockney accent for that one. This one was thicker. This was a thicker Cockney accent.
Yes.
Very thick Cockney accent. Yeah. But yeah, that was fun. Except that I got sick the week of the show. It was bad. Like I went to the board meeting that night, and then after I'd eaten my dinner, I was like, I was feeling a little, okay, that's not good. Then I wake up the next morning and I'm like, and so I go and I do work that day, and it was awful. It was miserable, but I made it through. And then it was mainly just my throat and my head that was bad. And then after work, I went and my mom did all her voodoo witch magic stuff. Holistic medicine. I call it voodoo bog witch magic. And that helped. But I still like let everyone know, hey guys, I know we're supposed to do like a last minute rehearsal tonight, but I can't. And so we just canceled it anyway, because like we're at a church, and the church has Wednesday night services, which means that we can't rehearse until like 8:30 already.
Right.
So it's like might as well just not. And so after that Thursday, I got up and I was like, okay, I can go to work. And I went to work and I did all right for a bit, and then after the first period, which was the only class I had to teach that day, thankfully, I was just like, oh no, it's getting bad again. And so I took a half day, went home, slept for like 3 hours. Well, no, I did more voodoo witch magic stuff. Then I slept for like 3 hours. Then I went to rehearsal and I was fine. And then
I definitely drank a lot of like ginger tea with lemon and honey that 1 week.
Yep. And then I slept 12 hours that night because I had already taken Friday off because it was opening night. And I slept 12 hours, and that helped. Boy, did that help. And I felt much better. And then went through, did the show, had a little bit of a cough, but it was fine.
Nice.
Yeah.
It gives the actual effect.
Yes.
It makes you sound like you've been chain smoking instead of your.
Yes. Yes. Instead of my nice, smooth, dulcet tones.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey guys, real good to be here with y'all.
And we got what are we talking about here, eh?
It adds to the vibe.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
It's Tuesday, innit?
Tuesday, isn't it? Did you get a license to break into that house?
I don't need no license to break into this house.
You got a permit for that?
I do got a license.
Oh, where's your spacesuit? You need spacesuits out here.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a real fun show. A lot more fun than I was expecting. I was expecting like, this will be a dumb Christmas show, and then it ended up being a ton of fun.
Yeah.
And I like the small cast shows anyway.
Yeah.
It was fun. And then the big thing, of course.
Oh.
The big thing.
The big thing?
The big thing. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to the Doctor Who Power Hour.
Oh.
So,
That's right.
when last we left off, we had finished the run of Tom Baker as the Doctor, the Fourth Doctor.
Tommy B.
Tommy B. We finished that whole thing, and boy was it great. I love it. And we had started with Fifth Doctor Peter Davison, who was the youngest Doctor at the time. He was like in his 30s, and he's
Which
great.
one's Colin Baker? Is he?
Colin Baker is 6.
Okay, is he Technicolor Dreamcoat?
Yes, Technicolor Dream.
Sorry, I have weird nicknames for the doctors.
Fair enough. So Peter Davison is a lot of fun. It's more of an ensemble show right now, which is fine because I love Tom Baker, but it is the Tom Baker show.
It is the Tom Baker show.
All right.
He's vain and he showboats all around, and it is his show. With Peter Davison, he's sharing the spotlight.
That's good.
So it's a nice change.
Yeah, it depends on how much you like Tom Baker.
Yes. Oh, I love Tom Baker. He's my number 2 Doctor. But so I'm fine with it. But if you get a little annoyed with Tom Baker, there's gonna be some episodes where you're like, okay, skip this one.
Yeah.
But this being a more ensemble show now, the companions have a lot more going on with them. So that's fun. Not that the companions in Tom Baker's run were bad; they were great. Some of my favorites. But the writers are more actively having the companions help the Doctor.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun. And now we continue on. An episode I watched was The Visitation, which is one of my favorites of this run so far. It's a pseudo-historical back in England, right around the time of the Black Plague.
Oof.
And there's an alien there that's crash landed, and he's like a scarred face and everything. The costume is really good despite the shoestring budget of Doctor Who. And he has a robot that he dresses up like the Grim Reaper because he's mind controlling the populace of the town, and so he's using that to terrify people away so that they don't come in and ruin everything.
What's the Scooby Doo thing? Like, why is the Scooby Doo?
Just don't worry about it. It's fine.
Scooby Doo.
But nice. But it's where's my train of thought? I don't know where it's going. It's off the rails.
Oh no.
Big crash. Oh no.
Oh. Well.
Oh no, it's radiation leak. Anyway, there's a secondary character in this set of episodes who's a highwayman, and he's played perfectly. It is just the right mix of camp and playing it straight. He's fantastic, and he's so much fun. So, yeah. And they also kind of probably start the Great Fire of London right at the end. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. The only one of the companions who would know anything about that is Tegan, but she's Australian, so it's fine.
I see.
Yes. The other two are from alien planets. Then the next one is the Black Orchid, and it is a murder mystery in the 1920s, and it's fun. It's a fun one. You also have a situation where there's one of the people in the household is looks exactly like one of the Doctor's companions, Nissa, just played by the same actress, of course. But that's fun because you get to see the actress playing a different character, and she does it very well. And Nissa's my favorite of the Fifth Doctor companions, at least right now. So it's just a lot of fun.
Let's see. I think I've met Nissa.
Nissa's great. Have you seen any Fifth Doctor? She was at the very, very end of the Fourth Doctor's run.
Yeah, love it.
Maybe.
I've seen a little bit of it, I think.
Yeah. And then there was Earthshock. And Earthshock is one of those ones that everyone recommends, everyone talks about. It's great. It's one of those all-time classic episodes. And yeah, it's fantastic. Very tense in a way that Classic Who hasn't been in a long time. Because when Tom Baker's around, Tom Baker's going to save the day. With this, Peter Davison technically saves the day, but freaking one of the companions dies. Thankfully, it was Adric, so who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares about Adric?
Oh, he's annoying. Adric's awful. Adric's terrible. He was actually fine in this episode, though. They gave him a good send off.
Oh,
and that was nice. The only complaint I have is that the villain is the Cybermen, and Cybermen, when they're done right, are my favorite Doctor Who villain. But you could replace the Cybermen with the Daleks in this, and you really wouldn't miss much. But with the effects at the time, you couldn't really do the Daleks, so it's whatever. It's still great, still a ton of fun, love it. Again, very tense episode, really, really great. And then there was Time Flight, in which the Master returns.
Oh.
Yes. And he's got a more personal connection with Nyssa in this run because in Nyssa's story in the Fourth Doctor's arc, the Master was there and doing all the scheming and stuff, and then right at the end of the episode, he took over Nyssa's father's body. Because in this timeline, the Master is basically out of regenerations.
Oh no.
And so he's like a burnt skeleton. And so he just took over her dad's body and was like, perfect.
I think I caught like the tail end of this.
So yeah, then you've seen this.
I think I only caught like the tail end, or maybe like the first arc, and then I had to leave for something.
Got it.
Unfortunately, since it's just on television, I don't get to control what pops up.
Dang it.
So I'm kind of very scattered on
Yeah.
my Doctor Who, unfortunately.
That's fine. Classic Who is mostly episodic, so.
Yeah, the problem is when I have to leave like mid arc.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
I
that
catch,
sucks.
Or I start mid arc.
Yeah. But yeah, the Master's back, and he's doing stuff, and I really don't remember much of it. There was like it's called Time Flight because they get on a plane and then the plane gets sucked into another dimension.
Ooh.
And they're trying to, there was a plane that got sucked into another dimension, and the Doctor purposely, with the help of Unit, got a plane and then drove that one into another dimension, and the Master's there doing schemes and stuff, and then yada yada yada. At the very end, the Doctor and Nyssa leave Tegan behind. So it was down to Nyssa and Tegan, and now it's just down to Nyssa. Except in the next episode, which is the next episode of the first episode of the next season, Tegan's back.
Yay!
Oh.
She's just on Earth, and so they meet back up with her.
She was just vibing.
Yeah, it's fine. This one is called The Arc of Infinity, and they do on-location filming in Amsterdam, which is really cool. And it brings back an old villain called Omega, and it's pronounced Omega, not Omega, because the British are very strange people.
Because they are very strange people.
Yes. And Omega was the villain of the Three Doctors, the first big anniversary special, the first multi-Doctor episode. So it's cool to see him back.
Okay.
Episode itself, it's okay. There's one interesting thing right at the end where Omega. I'll just spoil it because most of you aren't going to watch Classic Who.
Sorry.
Omega gets out of the pocket dimension or whatever that he's in by having someone send him the doctor's DNA codes, and so he uses that to latch on to the real universe, get there, and then when he comes in, he's Omega slowly like transforms into looking like the Fifth Doctor. But it doesn't last very long, and he slowly decays. And there's a scene right at the end where he's running through Amsterdam, like rotting away, while the Doctor, Nyssa, and Tegan chase after him. So that was fun. That was a fun one.
I hope there's a scene in there where it's like, no, shoot him. He's the fake Doctor.
Was there? There might have been one little bit.
I hope so.
Then the next was Snake Dance, which is a sequel to an episode from the previous season called Kinda, and it's very trippy, very weird. It deals with a lot of the fallout from that, because in that one, the monster had like taken over Tegan's mind at one point, and in this one, it's trying to claw its way back into existence from the recesses of her mind. And they're in the same society, but like generations after. So all the stuff about the villain is like legends and stuff now, but it's working its way back into reality. And so it's weird, it's trippy, it's fun. I like it. The next was Modern Undead, which is a really fun episode. It introduces a new companion, Turlo, and it's the start of the Black Guardian trilogy, which is just 3 serials in a row that deal with the Black Guardian. Because Turlo comes in and he's stuck on Earth for some reason. I can't remember why. And the Black Guardian, an older Doctor Who villain, reaches out to him and says, I can get you out. I can get you off Earth. All you have to do is kill the Doctor. And he's like, okay, I don't know who the Doctor is, but sure, I'll go kill him. And then, so you have a companion who is like actively a traitor, and that's a lot of fun. But Modern Undead takes place between 2 different points in time. One in like 80s, and then one like 7 years earlier. And one of the main characters is the Brigadier, one of the companions from starting off with the Second Doctor, then mainly with the Third Doctor, but he was also there a few times for the Fourth Doctor. So he's a mainstay of the show, and he's great. And he has retired from UNIT, the United Nations Intelligence Task Force, and it's implied that he had a nervous breakdown at one point, which is really, really sad. It's a little odd that he goes straight into teaching math at a school, but if you look at behind-the-scenes stuff, they wanted to get one of the very first companions, Ian, to be in the episode, and he wanted to do it, but there were schedule conflicts, and Ian was a school teacher. So they had to rewrite a couple things because they couldn't work out scheduling conflicts. But it's fine. It means that when he shows back up in the 13th Doctor's last episode in a little cameo, it means he has the Guinness World Record of longest gap between appearances in a TV show.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Nice.
So, Modern Undead is a real fun one. You get a whole section where there's 2 versions of the Brigadier running around the ship, just barely missing each other. The conflict is resolved in a very, very coincident, like this is like 1,000,001 chance way, and they even point out it's like 1,000,001 chance it would have worked out. But whatever, it's classic Doctor Who, it's fine. Next episode is Terminus, and the TARDIS gets like fused to a ship, and it turns out it's basically a leper ship going to the planet Terminus, and there's people on the ship who are kind of like Guardians. It's really weird. They keep everything running on the ship, because you can't have the infected people running the ship because they're all dying. And then Nyssa gets infected with it. Oh no! And they slowly figure out some mysteries and stuff of what's going on, why the ship is running the way it is, and then the ship's like about to blow up and stuff. And if it blows up, it will spread the virus across the entire universe and all that stuff. Raise the stakes to nonsense.
Yeah.
Always.
I think I did.
How
see
is
this.
that going to happen? Nobody knows.
It's chain reaction.
Yes, always.
Yes.
What was this arc called again?
Terminus.
Terminus. I think I've seen this one actually.
Nice. It's a fun one.
It was a good one. I liked it.
And then right at the end, Nissa leaves, which is
Aw.
really sad because Nissa was my favorite. And I've seen people I've seen discussions of who was like the definitive companion for each arc, and I saw someone say for the fifth Doctor, Tegan. It should have been Nissa, but it's Tegan. So, and now I'm seeing why. After that was Enlightenment, the end of the Black Guardian trilogy, and this one was my favorite. This one is one of my favorites from the Fifth Doctor. It's a ton of fun. You get the Doctor on a freaking Edwardian ship, like a old British ship in space, and it's these immortals all have commandeered ships and the crews, and they're having a race, and whoever wins the race gets enlightenment. And of course, there's one person in the race who's sabotaging everything and cheating.
Naturally, yeah.
Of course, but it's a ton of fun. The set design is incredible, and the effects are actually really, really good even for the time. So yeah, fantastic. Love it. One of my favorites. The next was a short one called The King's Demons, and it's the Doctor and the Doctor and companions go back to medieval times, right in the middle of a joust, and then where the King of England, King John, is there, and they show up. The TARDIS shows up. They walk out, and the King is like, "Ah, my demons, good to see you. Come here." And so it turns out, of course, it's the Master. The Master's involved with all this. He's got a robot that can disguise itself to look like anyone, and so he's disguising himself to look like King John, because this is right around the time when King John signed the Magna Carta. So he's trying to stop that from happening, because it would change the course of history, and the Master just likes to do that.
Yeah.
What a rascal.
What a
He
rascal.
just likes changing things, little rascal.
Yes, he does. And then the last one I've seen was the last one of this season, and I believe this is the 20th anniversary special, The Five Doctors. You get a new guy playing the first Doctor, because unfortunately William Hartnell had passed at that point. He played his last performance was in The Three Doctors, the last anniversary special. But you also get Susan back, the very, very first companion, playing herself with the same actress. So that was fun. You get Patrick Troughton back playing second Doctor, John Pertwee playing the third Doctor, and you technically get Tom Baker again.
Oh.
Technically.
Elaborate.
So Tom Baker didn't want to come back because he didn't want to risk typecasting. He was trying to put some distance between himself and the role because he played it for 7 years. And so what they do is they take an unaired episode. They take clips from an unaired episode that didn't air for I think strike reasons or something, and they just use clips from that and then just kind of write him out of the episode. He's like he's stuck in a dimension. He's stuck in the time vortex. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh.
And so you just get random clips of Tom Baker at the beginning and the end, and that's it.
I did see one Tom Baker episode. I forgot what arc it was, but it was one of the ones where they must have lost footage because half of it is animated.
That might be a recreation of this one, the one that they use clips for, because Tom Baker they have all the episodes for.
Okay, now this is weird because they would just randomly cut to an animated
Flash animation. Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah, that's gotta be this one, because I believe they have all the Tom Baker ones.
Okay,
Patrick Troughton, they had a lot of those.
It was just Tom Baker though.
Then I don't know, or it might have been a fan project.
Okay, I don't know. But swap back and forth between live action and Flash animation.
Yeah.
So it feels like it was a reconstruction of.
Yeah.
I have to look into that.
Yeah. Five Doctors is fun. It's not as good as the Three Doctors, but it's fun. I'm always happy to see Patrick Troughton playing the Doctor again because he is incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is all I've watched of Doctor Who, but of course I listen to Doctor Who as well.
Naturally.
Yes. So
Bonus round.
let's see. Where was I? Ah, yes. I believe Project Lazarus. This is the first one that has the Sixth Doctor not in his Technicolor Dreamcoat. They make one. It is on the cover of the album, and they make like one reference to it. But even though it's an audio adventure, Colin Baker was still like, please, can we give him a different costume? And they said, sure.
Save me.
So
One night only.
first half of the episode is a Sixth Doctor episode.
Okay,
Second half is a
I
Seventh
defined it.
Doctor.
So the episode is Shada, which is
Yes.
the episode that was
Yeah.
cut due to strike.
Yes.
But they did eventually release it with the reconstruction.
With the reconstruction, yes. And the BBC, for some reason, is obsessed with using flash animation for their reconstructions.
Probably because it's cheap.
Yeah, that's probably. If you watch fan reconstructions, they'll do like pictures with the audio, and that sometimes works. I do know that there was one that the BBC did where they, at least one where they had the whole thing like as an audio adventure, where they had someone, they wrote some like little narration bits here and there to describe what's going on the screen. So that was cool. Yeah, Project Lazarus, very dark.
Oh.
It is a sequel to Project Twilight, which had sci-fi vampires
Nice.
and a secret underground organization that creates the sci-fi vampires.
Of course.
And so this one, they're trying to they're trying to essentially recreate Time Lord regeneration.
Oh.
So Lazarus, Project Lazarus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The pit.
And you get some horrifying sections where that again, I'm just gonna say it because nobody here is gonna listen to these, which is fine. Where like the Sixth Doctor has his segment, they try to save a character from Project Twilight, and they can't. She dies in a really horrific way.
Oh.
And then he and the companion Evelyn escape. And then second half is the Seventh Doctor coming in, and he finds that the Sixth Doctor is there, working on Project Lazarus. And then they come to find out it's not the Sixth Doctor, it is a clone of the Sixth Doctor.
Oh.
And he says, "I'm the third clone. I'm the first. The first two didn't work. They died horrifically." And then you find out right towards the very end. No, they only last 3 days. The clones only last 3 days. He's like in the hundreds.
Oh.
And so he finds like a room full of like clones just ready to go after he disintegrates.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
It's good.
Twist.
It's good. It's good.
Okay.
And you get Colin Baker just acting his butt off because he's maybe the best actor to play the role. He just got absolute terrible scripts on TV.
Yeah, I've seen like one arc with Colin Baker, and it's like, man, he's doing a really good job. Shame about his costume.
Shame about his costume, and shame about the scripts because the scripts are almost as bad as the costume.
Oof.
Then the next one was a Seventh Doctor adventure called Flip Flop, and this one is really interesting because it's got a bit of a gimmick where it's in two parts, one called white, one called black, and you could start with either one.
Love Pokemon.
Yes. You could start with either one. So they lead into each other and they do like weird time travel shenanigans like to work that out. But you could start with one and listen to it all the way through. You could start with the other and listen to it all the way through. And it works.
Okay.
Episode itself, it's alright. There's some interesting stuff. Like one timeline, the human colony has eradicated an alien race that was nearby because their president was assassinated, and so they thought it was blamed on the aliens, so they just eradicated them and they turned into like a big giant fascist dictatorship. In the other timeline, the president was not assassinated, and but her affair partner, because she was having an affair, of course, was killed, and in her depression, she just gave in everything to the aliens, and so now humans are second-class citizens, and the aliens will anytime they want something, they'll say, "Oh, we're just a humble minority in this planet," even though they've completely taken over, and so the concept is interesting. Episode itself is okay. And then after that, they get up close to the 50th Doctor Who audio adventure, so obviously it's going to be a big deal. And on top of that, it happens to coincide with the 40th anniversary of the show.
Oh, shoot.
So what they did was they gave each of the 3 80s Doctors, 5, 6, 7, an episode that focuses on one of the villains. So it's mainly just the Doctor and the villain, and then a couple side characters.
Okay.
And so the first one was with the 5th Doctor, and it's Omega.
Omega.
Which,
Omega again.
boy, I'm glad that I had watched Arc of Infinity beforehand, because this really needed you to know what happened in that one. So they do a really interesting thing that can really only be done with the audio format, where it was weird watching it right after Arc of Infinity, because Arc of Infinity is like the Doctor's like, I'm going to stop you, Omega, you evil villain. And then in this one, it's like, oh, Omega, you were my hero. Like, he's talking to Omega, who's back somehow, of course. And he's like, you were my hero. You're one of the legends of the Time Lords. You're because Omega in universe like started time travel.
Right.
He figured it out, and then he was betrayed by Rassilon, the main guy of the Time Lords, who figured out regeneration. And so that was a little weird, but it's explained later on, because you get through most of the episode, and someone is killing people, and it seems to be, and Omega's killing people, and then in the middle of the episode, a TARDIS shows up, and the Doctor steps out, and it turns out that the entire time you've been listening to the same body talk with 2 different voices. Omega, because he used the 5th Doctor's DNA to get through, has a bit of his personality stuck in his head, and he has now a split personality, and it's just warring between the 2.
Huh.
So the twist only works in audio because you don't see the character.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't see him talking to his hand, is he?
Yes.
Oh,
And
no.
so he has been killing a bunch of people, and so they try to figure it out, and all the while you're getting like little flashbacks to Omega's like youth, growing up, and everything, and all the stuff he went through to create time travel. It's all really, really interesting, very cerebral in a lot of places, and it ends tragically, of course, because in that section of the universe, there's a weird psychic thing. So you have these people who are like quote unquote historians.
Okay.
But they're making history entertaining, so they'll be like, they have like a bunch of old ladies who pay for the trip, and then they put on a performance of the story of Omega and all that stuff. And during the performance, the guy who's playing the guy, like Omega's right-hand man who betrayed him, suddenly believes he is Omega's right-hand man.
Too deep into that method
Too deep into method acting.
Too deep into the method act.
Too deep into method acting. And it gets to a point where he, like, the guy in the story, like, had his hand cut off.
Oh.
And then at some point he shows up and his hand is missing.
Oh.
And then at the end of the story, his other hand gets cut off by Omega, and then Omega shows up and cuts off his other hand. So it's,
Yeah. Now you got no hands.
no hands.
Now you can't be his right hand.
So yeah, it's really weird, really cerebral. I love it.
Okay.
Next one was Sixth Doctor and Davros. And Davros is the guy who made the Daleks. And this is the only Davros story I've seen where the Daleks don't show up at all.
Okay.
It starts off, the whole episode starts like cold opens with like a flashback to Davros's life, where one of the guys gives him a little gun that injects a bit of poison into him, and it's supposed to kill him like instantly. And then he's like, I'll leave you to it. I won't. It is your choice. I'll leave you to it. And then he has a like 3-minute long monologue that is just absolutely fantastic. The guy who plays Davros does a very good job. I still think the original guy did it best. but
Well, I'm assuming
it's
he's
hard to beat.
yeah.
But even just like going with the voice, the way he performed it in the original guy was that he would talk normally. He'd have like the voice distortion on, but so he'd sound a little bit like a Dalek, but he'd talk normally until he gets very angry. Then it gets more the staccato voice of the Daleks.
Yeah.
And so this guy has more of that staccato throughout his speech, so not quite as good.
Okay, I see what you mean though. I see what you mean.
So this one, a big corporation, the guy who runs it, his wife frickin' loves Davros, writes apologetics for Davros, and says, the Daleks weren't that bad.
Ah, no.
And so they find Davros's body, and guess what?
Oh,
Davros
no.
is hooked to his chair. He doesn't die.
Oh.
And the Sixth Doctor is there for other reasons, and then sees them dragging out Davros and goes, "No, what are you doing?" And like blows his cover and everything. Doesn't even care. What are you doing? That's Davros. No, you can't do that. And Davros wakes up, and then the corporation guy was like, "Okay, here, I'm gonna make a deal. Both of you are geniuses. Work for me. And because both of them want to keep an eye on, like Davros is like, okay, sure, you guys brought me back to life. I'll figure things out. And the doctor's like, I'm not letting him out of my sight.
It's like, I'll figure out what I want to do until I can get the Daleks back, and the
Yeah.
doctor's like, not on my watch.
No,
Not on my watch.
not on my watch.
My eyes
And so they start working together ish to make things better.
I love a hero villain buddy up.
Oh, it's great. It's great because it's the Sixth Doctor, and the Sixth Doctor is a pompous, arrogant asshole.
Nice.
It's so much fun,
Oh boy.
and Colin Baker does it so well.
Yeah.
But they have that whole. They work together for a while until, of course, Davros like sets up things and like sets up a bomb underneath the dome where they're at, and explodes it and kills a ton of people with the radiation alone, and has it rigged to where he could kill like the entire galaxy
Oh.
with the radiation because it's Davros. The Doctor does manage to contain a lot of the radiation, and Davros almost escapes, but one of the side characters sacrifices herself to stop him, and he lands. The ship blows up, and even the Doctor's like, he's probably gonna show up again. He's never really dead. No one's ever really gone.
No one ever really dies.
No one's ever really gone.
I remember like seeing bits of like a Fifth Doctor where he gets sued by the Time Lords for neglecting his duties.
Wait, soon.
Like the Time Lords put him on trial and it's like, you've been neglecting your duties.
Sixth Doctor, there's a whole season called Trial of a Time Lord.
Okay, maybe I got my Doctor's thing.
It would have been Sixth Doctor. There was a whole thing called the whole season. They tried to do one big storyline again, and it's called the Trial of a Time Lord. And from what I've heard, it's terrible.
Oh no!
But you get a couple good speeches from Tom Baker.
Phoenix Wright.
No!
Time Lords,
I wanted
no!
my Ace Attorney Doctor.
Unfortunately,
hysterical.
like you get a couple moments of that, but most of it, unfortunately, from what I've heard, is just the Doctor making fun of the villain's name, the Valeyard. So, whatever.
Man, that's disappointing.
It is.
Because I was like, oh man, I can't finish this one. I gotta go. But I want to finish it. The Doctor Who is getting sued in court.
Yes.
This sounds great. Oh man, I'm so sad.
It's one of those ones where you would hope a better writer would take the same concept later on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a writer who wasn't actively working against the show because he was a piss baby. Anyway, the next one was a Seventh Doctor episode, and it was Master.
Wait, why does that sound familiar?
The Master.
Oh, because the Master.
The Master, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, the villain.
Yes.
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm using all of my cursory knowledge from the Magic the Gathering cards for Doctor Who. So I'm like, okay, I remember this guy.
I remember that one.
I remember this one.
I remember that.
I remember Davros. I remember. I seen that card.
I remember that card. Oh, dang it. Now I've got to get those Doctor Who magic cards.
Yes, you do.
Do it. Don't
Legally
fall in.
required.
But it's Doctor Who!
Well, yeah, okay. It's cool.
I also kind of want to get the Lord of the Rings ones, but you know, because it's Lord of the Rings!
This is Lord of the Rings. No,
The Sauron master, the Sauron deck's incredible.
Nice.
So,
It's actually very good.
should get that.
Yeah.
Yes. The next one, I listened to this yesterday, actually. It was Master. And it is really fun because it's a very, very philosophical episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole thing takes place in, like, for the most part, takes place in a Edwardian-style mansion in one night. And the guy who owns it is a man named Dr. John Smith, and he's got, like, burn injuries. He doesn't remember his memory from like 10 years ago. He woke up and just lived a life for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a couple friends over, a man and his wife, and they start hearing voices in the mansion, and strange things start happening. There's like been a series of murders that the guy who's the friend who's like the inspector has been trying to solve, can't figure them out, and then outside the window they see a face, and lightning strikes, and lightning strikes the guy who's got like burns, and so they bring him in because Dr. John Smith, he's a doctor.
Oh, I thought it was like the guy was there at the screen. It's like there's like lightning in the background.
Well, the wife saw his face and said, "He wants to kill us. He wants to kill us."
Oh no.
And so they bring him in, and then you hear that like the whole thing is like framed as the Seventh Doctor is talking to a guy who's about to assassinate someone, and he's telling him a story to try to convince him to not do that, because that's not a good thing to do. But then you find out the person at the window was the Seventh Doctor, and he got struck by lightning.
Oof.
And so that's first episode. Second episode, the Dr. John Smith has taken him into one of the rooms and is helping him out. And then the whole episode basically is a conversation between the two. And it's all talking about how Dr. John Smith is like, I'm starting to want. I always thought for the longest time everyone has a reason for doing bad things, and I'm starting to doubt that. I'm starting to wonder if people are just born evil.
Oof.
And then
that's hard.
And you have the doctor like obviously knows more than what he's letting on, because it turns out that Dr. John Smith is the Master with his memory wiped.
Oh.
But the voices are the Master, like slowly creeping out.
Back in. Oh.
And so you get, and on top of that, the guy's maid is an embodiment of death.
Thanos?
There's mentions of like, hey, you know, your maid, she's not bad looking. He's like, I think she has a young man in town. Oh well, you can beat any young man in town.
Beat Thanos.
So you go through the episode, and people start going a little more crazy because of the voices and everything.
Right. The voices in my head. The brainworms.
The cat of the house dies in the same way that all the murders have been committed, with its throat slashed and its heart torn out.
Ooh, okay.
And then all the bodies were covered with a green like cover, and then the Master, Dr. John Smith, takes down a curtain to cover up the cat's body, and then the inspector points out it's green. You're covering it with green, just like all the murders. And so you start to wonder, is the Master the one committing the murders? And eventually you find out it's not the Master.
Oh.
The inspector's the one actually committing all the murders.
Oh.
Because it's all like Jack the Ripper style murders, where it's all the prostitutes and everything, the people in downtrodden society, and he's like, they don't deserve to breathe the same air as us. They don't deserve their hearts. They're evil. And it turns out his wife was in love with Dr. John Smith, but her mother pressured her into marrying the inspector. And that's the secret that's revealed there. And of course, Death reveals herself and is just throwing all these out.
She's like,
I'm deaf. And,
We're gonna do that.
and then you get a little bit of backstory with the Doctor and the Master back when they were kids on Gallifrey, because they were friends growing up. And I think it was either Death or the Doctor who tells it as a story. And it was two kids on Gallifrey. There was another kid who was like a bully, and most of the time they would just wait it when he was bullying one. The other would just wait it out because they can't really do anything. And then one time, one of the kids decided not to, and accidentally killed the bully. And they got rid of the body and just didn't talk about it. And eventually they grew apart. One was the Doctor, one was the Master. And so you're like, okay, Master's the one who killed.
Nope. Nope.
I know later. It's the Doctor.
Yeah.
That's a twist.
The Doctor's
that twist has come from a mile off.
Yes,
but,
yes.
It's still a good
It's
one.
still really good.
It's a good twist.
It's really good because it's the Doctor telling the story who thinks that it's the Master who killed him. But then Death reminds him, no, you did that. And then it's like, you did that, you lived with that, and yet the Master is the one who serves me, not you. And so you get a little bit of the guilt from the Doctor's angle, because he's free from he made a deal with Death to give the Master a chance, this chance of 10 years living as a normal person, and then the deal was that he would kill the Master at the end, but he can't do it because he's the Doctor.
Oh.
And so it's great. It's great. And then the Master gets one more chance where the Inspector, because he's going insane, he kills his wife. And Dr. John Smith really liked her. But of course nothing could be done, but yada yada yada. She confessed to him and all that stuff. He tried to push her away for her own safety, but it didn't work and she got killed. And then Death gives him one more chance. It's like, okay, you can either kill the Inspector and save her, or you can, we'll go back a little in time. You can kill the Inspector and save her, or you can kill her and be free of me. And so he kills the Inspector, of course.
Or I'm sorry. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So because he gives himself up back to Death to save the woman he had fallen in love with.
Oh.
And completely gives back into the Master. And
Oh.
Dr. John Smith disappears.
Well.
Perhaps. There might be something deep in there, but I don't think any story has followed up on it, unless one of the audio adventures has. And then, because I was an absolute fiend, I decided to listen to the next one yesterday as well, which is Zagreus. Not Zagreus.
I was
That
was too close.
The British
Too
people
slow.
can't.
The British, they can't pronounce anything.
They can't.
Zagreus.
It's Zagreus.
Naturally.
And it is the 8th Doctor one, the big 8th Doctor adventure. And Zagreus is a villain that has been slowly built up over the course of the 8th Doctor adventures, because all he has is a TV movie beforehand, and the BBC doesn't even have the rights to the TV movie, so it's not technically canon. So he has the audio adventures instead. And so they've been building it up, and the last 8th Doctor story, Neverland, ended on a big giant cliffhanger. That was number 33. This is number 50 when it picks back up.
Uh-oh.
And they release these monthly, so that was well over a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But this one is super ambitious. This was a 40th anniversary special, so they get not just 8th Doctor and companion Charlie as the main thrust of the story. They also have Romana coming back and playing a big role, one of the 4th Doctor's companions.
Thanks.
You're welcome. She's also president of Gallifrey at this point. So she's playing a big role in the story. On top of that, they bring in another Fourth Doctor companion Leela, and she plays a bit. They also bring back K9, the little robot dog.
I know that one.
Yes.
I know that one.
On top of that,
That's cool.
they also have the actors for the main Doctors that they have all the audio adventures with from the 80s, 5, 6, 7, playing different characters.
Oh, that's cool. I
and
like that.
And they have their companions playing different characters.
Oh, that's cool.
They have so many companions playing like different characters, but their voices are all there. And on top of that, they have archive footage from an unfinished fan film with the third Doctor, John Pertwee, that they work his audio into the script.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. It's insane. Technically, the third Doctor got to do audio adventures before they got the fourth Doctor in, and he does a ton of audio adventures. So that's insane. Story itself, I don't know what happened.
As in, like, you just didn't finish it, or just
I
like
finished it. I finished it, and I'm like,
what the hell is that?
there was a part where I paused it and just said out loud, "What the hell am I listening to?" Because it's bonkers. It's really freaking weird, and I like it. I like it. Partly because it's really weird. I like the really weird high-concept Doctor Who episodes. This one got a little too far off the deep end for its own good. But I liked it. And boy, what a 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun.
All right.
I have now finished all of the main range, the older classic style Doctor Who audio adventures that is available for free on Spotify.
Congratulations.
Yes, all 50 of them, I think. I'm still iffy on whether or not I actually did listen to that one that I couldn't remember anything about.
It was just a dream.
So, after that, they have the first season of the newer 8th Doctor adventures for free. I did listen to those before, but I will listen to those again. I might continue with at least the next 2 and actually buy the next 2 of the original style main range stories because I've heard they're both great. One is the first 51 is a 6th Doctor story that I've heard is fantastic, and then 52 is an 8th Doctor adventure that follows up on Zagreus with him and Charlie, and it's written by my favorite writer for these audio adventures, Robert Shearman, who wrote The Holy Terror, Chimes of Midnight, Jubilee, and he adapted Jubilee into the TV episode Dalek.
Oh.
And then after those, he said, "Yeah, I'm not writing any more Doctor Who.
I'm done.
I'm done. I wrote 5 bangers. I'm done."
I wrote the best. Get on my level.
Basically.
Till then, I'm out.
Oh yeah. Doctor Who Power Hour done. I have my TARDIS ornament on my tree.
Let's go.
Woohoo.
Let's go.
Does it make TARDIS noises?
I don't think it does.
That's a shame.
But my guitars all do.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, they all have a different song. I get one every year because my grandma started getting them for me when I started playing bass.
Hey.
She gets me a guitar every year because
Nice.
I play bass.
Very nice. Oh, that's
you can't
That's
just
so
you can't
funny.
correct people.
No, it's
I mean,
fine.
you
It's a gag now because they wrap around my tree. But most of them die after a year or two. Feliz Navidad, the guitar, the acoustic guitar over there, is still hanging on, but it sounds. Go ahead and give. There's a little button on the bottom of it. It's over on the side over. No. The acoustic guitar.
The red one in that corner right
Yes,
there?
that corner right.
This
No, not the red one there.
Not
No.
the red one?
No, not the
Not
red
this
one.
one?
It's a acoustic guitar, big fat one.
Oh.
Should be down.
Oh, is it down?
Oh, there it is.
Yes.
Oh.
There's a
Okay.
little button on the bottom.
Oh, there. Wait. Oh, there.
Oh. It is.
That thing is
That's horrifying.
And I really hope your mic picked that up.
That is. Oh.
It's like, oh
It
man,
is-
there's Feliz Navidad being played in hell.
Yes. Dude, it's the fun thing, the weirdest part about it is that sometimes it'll go a bit longer than just like the first Feliz Navidad, and it'll get to the instrumental part, and it'll pick back up a little bit.
Oh.
With the instruments, and then the vocals come back and it just and then dies.
Please kill me. Get out of my Feliz misery. Please, I want to Feliz Navidad.
That's good. That's it for me.
Nice. Poggers.
Whoa.
Base. Skibbity.
Woo, not
He did.
Chad,
not
goated
Skibbity,
Sigma.
No.
He did. Now I want a Feliz Navidad.
That's so nice. That's not. I think you're a little delulu, if I'm being honest.
Oh boy. Cut it. It's
Wait,
over.
can we turn on Talk Tua? I missed this last week's episode.
What, you mean last week's episode where she apologized for scamming everybody? Right when they came out with it.
Did y'all hear that for James Gunn's Superman movie, he put Hot Girl in there because he wanted to put a hot boyfriend.
Oh my god. No.
Like, here's the thing, I can't even be that mad about it. Like, we just go for 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
We would all do the same.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I would
if you lost money
people.
on meme, like if you lost money on meme coins, then that's on you.
Yeah,
Like, that's just
at that juncture.